to the No Practice Podcast, where we cover the only sport in the world where there is no practice. With your mini rod driving host, Adam Kester, Tyler Slaw, and Chase Richardson. Strap in for some debates on the world of pulling, exclusive special guests, and a whole lot of nonsense BS. The No Practice Podcast starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 66 of the No Practice Podcast. We are in the heart of pulling season. Chase is with us, coming to us live. Mick Ultra in hand from, I believe, Macon, Missouri. Adam and I from the comfort of our shops in air conditioning. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Very, very good, guys. I've really missed you all. Feels like my life's not been the same for 3 weeks, but I love keeping up with your complete school effing from afar. So it's good to see you all.
See you, buddy.
So sorry, I'm trying to navigate my cell phone. I just literally got here to Macon. Of course, I was running late like always, but never too late for the podcast. So.
Yeah, I think Chase got on roughly 100 seconds ago, basically, and we just said, roll it. We'll figure it out. We can't be late. I hate being late. Can't tolerate that. Chase, take your phone and show us kind of what's behind you, what's in front of you. Really set the scene for where you're at here.
So I was thinking the last time I came here was around 2003 or 4. I was actually going to make my driving debut here when I was 15, I believe, and the pool got rained out and we went home. But before that, I was in the 90s. But it's a beautiful facility, Macon, Missouri, just north of Columbia, Missouri, not far from St. Louis area. Covered grandstand. There's a ton of campers and like a camping background there. I haven't walked over there yet, but and first impressions from not being here in 25 years, I would say it's a A+ from a facility, the pit layout, but. A lot of vehicles here already as well. So I'm right on top of the track too. If anybody wants to, if we have any track builders tuned in tonight with any commentary, please tell me how this track looks.
They're out there. They're out there.
Yeah. I'll be sure to pass the message along what they're supposed to do to make the track better.
Perhaps if we could get a Marty Wilson update on that track condition as far as the moisture content, if it needs more or less.
I think Marty's moved on to bigger and better things. I think he's into T-shirt sales now.
I did see that. Your sister looked like she was a fan, Adam.
What did he do? I'm sorry, I've been out of pocket. What did he sell? T-shirts?
Marty decided that the tracks have been pretty good here lately. He needed to switch his interest to another thing. I think he's into T-shirt sales now. So
for all the fans out there, maybe we should give a context of who exactly Marty is. That way they know and recognize when he's on the track. Yeah, Marty's I believe he's from Illinois. He helps a lot of teams. He's always videoing and supporting everybody in the pits, but I think maybe he's got a future in track building and T-shirts. Apparently, I don't know what I missed here, but I guess I can look it up.
Yeah, I don't know if that's his T-shirt design that he's planning to sell at Bowling Green or what. But yeah, we all love Marty. Marty's helped us when we've been shorthanded as well. Sometimes Bruce and I go to some events. We need a helping hand. Marty's always there, floating around, helping all sorts of teams out. So
Marty's really responsible for a lot of things happening in the pulling world. Like he gets people and helps people do things. So
maybe it's necessary to bring him on as a guest for a short window, just to let him introduce himself to people, and that way maybe it's like the unofficial correspondent, the track correspondent.
Maybe he can take some text messages and phone calls in, some fan questions.
There you go.
Well, you said phone call. Should we quick ring him and see if he answers and ask him how the tracks have been lately?
What better way to kick off a 3-week hiatus with the unexpected phone call?
5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Hey, Marty, I got you on speakerphone here live on the No Practice podcast. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. The people want to know, Marty, is that a T-shirt that is that your design that you'll be bringing to Bowling Green, or?
It could be, but no, it's not me. It's Bad Gear.
Oh, okay.
It's a proposal I think that he's going to propose to, and it was asked to make it that way or
Okay.
have that stuff on there. So
Yeah.
it's coming from Bad Gear Marty Anderson.
Okay,
Oh,
gotcha.
Mr. Positivity. Mr. Positivity made the T-shirt.
You were just kind of getting a feel for the crowd there, if it was going to be a go
Bad
or a
Gear,
no-go there. I
official
understand.
sponsor of
Was tipped
the
off about it
Lions
yesterday.
Super Bowl
I
of the
thought, well, I just
South.
posted to see what kind of response we get. So there we go.
I understand. Marty, we were also looking for a track update. Do you have any hot track updates?
Not really.
Not
Steve
really.
Bunnies are sitting here in Wadsworth, Ohio right now.
Okay.
And you want to talk to Steve? He's here.
Yeah,
He
you
might
know,
have an update.
ask Steve. Is Steve there?
Yeah, he's right here, right across from me.
All right, Steve, can you hear me?
No, I'm going to
Oh,
hand the phone to him.
okay.
So Hey,
Hey, Steve. I was curious, watching your pass in Benson, it looked like just the front two motors kind of went high neutral. Was that a gearbox breakage?
yes,
It was?
yes.
How
yes.
many passes were on the gearbox, do you think?
Oh, it was I don't know, year or so,
Okay.
probably 30 passes or so.
Because that's what everybody calls an Engler crossbox, right?
Yep.
And I feel
Yep.
like, as a whole, we don't see those break very often, do we?
No, it's just Purser broke one at Evansville at the beginning of the year and everything, and he twisted the shafts off that for a long time. So, and mine, I usually send mine check. They usually check at least every year or every other year. Depends on how many passes I make.
Okay. So what actually broke? Was it a shaft, just like Wayne?
Well,
or-
actually, it's all internal. I think they try to push the shafts apart or something because the shafts are still there. It's all internal. It's all locked up tight as can be and everything.
Gotcha. I got to commend you for staying in the throttle as long as you did with those back two motors, because the front motors are just free revving. But I mean, you got all the distance you could out of that baby. Was that intentional or more of just heat of the moment?
Well, a little both, but actually they didn't go that high.
Oh, so
I
they were
mean,
still under load from the gearbox,
yeah,
kind of
because
grinding and braking?
I guess kind of slowing them down because they only went to like 7,900 when it broke.
Oh, well,
And-
that's nothing. Chase
and then
runs like
I-
9,800 going down the track. So.
And then I already dropped the pan and checked all the rod bolts, and it's like brand new.
Oh, very
So-
nice, very nice. So what are you
Good.
guys doing in Wadsworth? You checking over the motors with Mr. Venny there? Or?
Stripping blowers.
Stripping blowers. Oh,
Stripping
man.
blowers. Stripping
That's a big
blowers and
thing.
try and find some bigger ones, I guess, one of these days.
There you go. All right. Well, we don't want to keep you. We just wanted to touch base with Marty, and we got you too, so we figured we'd get an
Yep.
update from you.
Yep, that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Tell Marty thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Bye.
Yep, bye.
All right, guys, not much of a track update from Marty there, but we got to the bottom of that T-shirt fiasco there. Hopefully you guys could hear that all right.
Yeah, no, that was all good. Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate there for Steve. He looked like he took off pretty good, just didn't want no more.
Yeah, I feel like we don't see those Engler cross boxes break
No.
very often, because does Purser and Bauer, do they run 3 motors through 1 cross box in the front?
Well, see here, yeah, but I guess what gets me, Tyler, is that you'd think that the second box in the line of gearboxes would be under more stress, correct?
Yeah, you're right, because all 4 motors are going through the rear cross box, and the front one
Right.
only has 2. So how do you break the front
Right.
one?
Yeah, that's interesting to me. So, no, you don't see those failures very much, but yeah, I mean, Chase, didn't you break a gear, or your dad break a gearbox at Toma?
Yeah.
How does that work?
that's-
Did it?
I guess
Was
we
it
have-
just a
Have we?
no?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was.
no.
I heard a little bit of Steve mention his tractor at Evansville, and when he wrecked it. And if anyone knows Wayne, he doesn't normally get brand new stuff, so that was kind of shitty then. But Yeah, we have a second time with the gearbox we run. It's pretty similar to, I guess, what Benedict run and Corey Kilmeyer. You know, front two engines are running a lot of those combinations. The back engines run reverse rotation to run it all through the same gearbox. But these gearboxes, the back two engines almost have their own gearbox within the entire assembly, if that makes sense. So the back left from the driver's seat gearbox came apart, and it sounded like Mr. Bunge was on a good run. My dad was on a good run. The driver, when those things are running, so much shit's going on, but you see ducks, and you know your first instinct's probably a points box, and he stayed in it probably a little too long, and obviously to the point where it's on the rev limiter and just literally beating the hell out of the thing. So I knew we had a pretty good idea what it was. Got back to the pits, and we've never ever taken a spare gearbox with us to any pulls. Put one in the trailer.
Yeah.
And really,
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Chase. Your audio is a little shitty. It's hard to see. It's hard to tell what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam, can you hear him at all?
No, I was getting a little bit of interrupted wordage there.
Okay.
I think what he was trying to say is like they normally don't carry a gearbox with them, but they just happen to have one, or somebody had one, and they were able to change it out and make a pass the next day. But yeah, we kind of take it for granted. At least I do. You look back at kind of like the Unlimited and the mod class and stuff, and there for a hot minute, there was a lot of stuff getting torn up. Then it seemed like there for a little while, the tractors have stayed hooked, and you don't see as much breakages off them. But obviously you've seen some pretty big ones this year, but pretty crazy, have that kind of issue.
Do we have some Chase Richardson technical support coming in? Is that what's happening here? No? Okay. Chase, give us a test 1, 2. How's your audio, buddy? Okay, he's gone.
There.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's back maybe. All right. Well,
okay, I'm back. I think I'm good now.
yeah, that's crystal clear,
Okay.
pal.
Yeah, for now.
Yep.
But no, the story was we had a gearbox in the trailer, stayed up all night, took all the engines off. It was way worse than probably what it looked a lot worse than what it actually was, and ended up changing the engine that was on the rev limiter, and fortunate to have enough stuff there to send it back down track the next day. So it was one of those all-nighters you won't forget, and it was we were tired pups on Saturday, but all worked out.
You
Yeah, I
guys were
think
going to
the last
stay up
time-
that late anyway.
I think the last time at Toma, did you guys stay up late doing that? It ended up pretty good for you guys, right?
It just wasn't the same without you all out there in the new unofficial party zone of Toma. I think Adam was the founding father there. That asphalt that maybe somebody ran over some trash cans or time or two. I don't know, but it was just not the same without you all there this year. So we didn't. The founding fathers were not there, but we carried the party on, working all night on equipment. So
Well,
it was a close second.
If you ask a few people that were at the Durana Motorsports Park in Benson, North Carolina, I think we were trying to have the heat speaker be heard from Wisconsin.
You were?
Yeah, we did get threatened on Friday night that if the speaker got turned up, somebody might be coming to cut the cord. So
Yeah.
we kept it
All right,
down.
so you can't just tell a little bit of the story. Whose speaker, who came up, whose speaker, who told you, and who's the one that said cut the cords?
Well, this is just coming from my crew chief, Toby. He was Friday night after we got done running. It was starting to become kind of late. It wasn't terribly late, but it was Thursday night was rowdy. It was cranked up to max level, pointed down the entire length of the pits. I think everybody on the grounds could hear it clearly. And Friday night, he was rolling by Mr. Rob Russell's toter home, and I think there was something said, if that boy turns that speaker up again, I'm going to go down there and cut the cord. Needless to say, Needless to say, I was hungover enough Friday that I didn't even want to turn the music up Friday night. So we're all on the same page.
I will say some people, when they say they have a speaker at the event, they kind of have it tucked close to their trailer and maybe directed in the general area where they are sitting. Well, we got there at like 9:15 at night on Thursday, so it's dark. We go park, and as is tradition, you grab a beer from the cooler and crack it, and you kind of walk to the back of the trailer to assess the current situation. And I look to my left, and you can see a row of the backs of trailers, and protruding from behind the backs of the trailers, I see a speaker kind of sitting out on its own, and that speaker is just angled down the row of toters. And Adam had an extension cord on the old girl, and he wasn't just playing music for himself; he was playing music for the entire facility. So I can understand that
people don't appreciate people don't appreciate acts of service, do they, Adam?
Yeah, no.
I guess not.
Yeah, I can say in Rob Russell's defense, if you were parked next to Bruce probably wouldn't have said anything. He just would have walked over there and cut it.
Yeah.
Matt Johnson tried blaring some music at Bowling Green, parked next to Bruce one time, and Bruce was quite upset at about 3 a.m, and he made it known the following morning that they were to not do that again, and we still joke about that to this day. So.
Yeah, apparently this is a common theme. I was not at Toma, but apparently there were some speakers on the side-by-side that could be heard from anywhere on the grounds also.
Yes, I have not witnessed those, but I have heard stories, legends, if you will, of these speakers on a side-by-side. So,
yeah, I believe I heard those about 4 a.m., as we were reassembling the tractor. But it gave us a little second wind, so special thanks to the official loudspeaker ATV.
So, Chase, other than the gearbox breakage, do you have any more Toma updates? I feel like, not to sound like other podcasts, but I feel like we kind of need to roll through the event we've been part of.
Yeah, so Toma, first off, it was the first time I think they said I don't remember the exact number, but a long damn time it didn't rain one session. Every show was slam packed. I believe it's reported that was the biggest Toma, or the most tickets ever sold for a Toma weekend, which is cool and awesome. I think one of the more impressive vehicles I've seen all summer is that Killmeyer modified tractor. We think those guys may be a future guest, but man, it's been super impressive. And I know I've watched a couple of the of your all's events, the high stakes events, and it seems like it's that class is kind of like a little bit of a toss up where it's been pretty well dominated here lately. And I think those guys and those screw tractors too, I think it's a fair, I don't think anyone can say it's one advantage one way or the other, but the story's still yet to be told. So those guys pull again this weekend, and looking forward to following that as well. And mini rods, seems like there's always new winners when you go to Toma with that region class. I know, Adam, you have a lot of customers up there, but those Timmerman guys, is it Chad, Adam? Yeah, Chad Timmerman won the mini rod class on Saturday. First time winners, but that mini rod class Saturday was a help. It's daytime pulling, so it does get a little the combinations don't get right sometimes, but it was kind of it was very interesting. It was a great mini rod show. So great Toma weekend. It always helps when it doesn't rain, as we all know. So, and then from there, I guess the week following Toma, I was right in Tyler's backyard. I actually had a bunch of Tyler's fans that I would call them Tyler's groupies, but I don't want to piss Courtney off. But Tyler's fans were in Dorr, Michigan. That was a big event for the 4th of July. Huge turnout. Didn't pull great there, but shout out to Jim Shandorf. I think that guy works his tail off to have a good pull, and it was good to see. He said his biggest crowd ever there on the 4th of July. So that was the 2-week report. Then I guess it would be a nice transition to talk about the school effing that you all gave to the people in North Carolina.
I didn't give to anyone. I mean, Adam just 1, 2, and 3 the first day, and then 1, 2, and what was it, Adam? Eighth. Okay, thank God. I mean, you kind of restored a bit of hope in the rest of the mini rod class, if you will.
Bit of hope that wasn't cheating or something.
Yeah.
So someone told me this, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I was at the Buck, and I guess it was after Saturday. I cannot remember. It'll come back to me. But is it true that you all, everywhere you've went, you all have won every pool? One of the two of you.
Between the two of us, yeah.
Every pool.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah. I won
like,
the first. I won the first two,
polls.
and Adam won the next three. Yeah.
But just you two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And has anyone else made the podium besides you three? Well, I guess that. Did you
for
make
sure.
it?
I mean, no, Leisner's got in there, and Nelson's have got in there.
Nelson's.
Yeah. There's been
one or two. One or two. You'll let one or two get in there.
Nelson got in there. Hey, dude. All I gotta say is, I've always liked that track. I think we went down to Benson, North Carolina, the very first year that they ever had that pull down there, and it was only a single track. And it was a year after. It was a region hook before, and then it was a Grand National after that. And we've been down there numerous times, whether it's been for PPL or NTPA. And I've always liked that track. So I always did pretty good. I think the last time we were actually there, I think we got first and second a few years back with the NTPA. So, I
remember one time, I think in 2019, I was thinking about this, Adam. I think me, you, and Reese Shelton were in a pull-off, and you won down there that year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was the same year your dad had that bad wreck.
Yeah. That I'll tell you what, man. I will say this about that year. That is the year my dad passed away. It was 2019, and he had a really bad crash there. And you come back and say it, like, I'm not going to say he was never right after that, but he got a concussion, and I think it really affected him that year. But that was the last time we were there. Well, no, we went back one more time because Toby got his first win there.
Isn't Benson, North Carolina, the place where Cody Singletary started talking all the crap, and us three were just razzing him, and Chase was trying to bet him. I think the line was from Chase to Cody, $25,000. Any track in Ohio, pick any one of Adam's three's tractors against your tractor. I'll put $25,000 on it. You man enough or not?
Maybe that's the motivation behind all of that.
So I'm going to take all the credit for Adam's success then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even people this weekend, they're like, man, I don't know what Adam did this year, but he's kicking ass. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. Did everybody just forget that last year Adam won the Grand National points running against all the Theobald tractors, Chase, both the Campbell's tractors, both of Jeff Hurt's tractors, fresh off of a PPL championship, running against Ken Venny, running against Bowers, running against Troy. I mean, people act like Adam sucked last year and like, oh, where's this coming from? It's like Adam won the frickin' points last year against a stacked field of tractors. Like, what do you mean? What did he find this winter? He kicked ass last year too.
And I don't care if you're pulling anything 3 times. If you can stick them things in there 3 straight times, that's pretty damn impressive. I don't care if it's against freaking 100 garden tractors or 20 street stock trucks. That's pretty damn hard to do.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's not an advantage to run 3 tractors. It obviously is. You can change, but to be 100% honest, like, we do not change the setup. There's no time, right? What are you going to do? You got 15 tractors or 16 tractors on that side. I don't even have time to watch the class, but you got to set up, and we kind of found a setup, and we don't vary from it. The only thing I do is I change the way I drive.
Well,
maybe I'll adjust something a little bit here or there, but there's not much. Like, it's predetermined. It's not like I'm going to change the gear, So,
well, Adam, if you pulled into the lead, which you've been doing a lot, when you pull in the lead, if you were to go back and do a change in your tractor, I'd probably question your sanity. So when you pull in the lead every time, that's a pretty good success rate. So
it was crazy weekend. Well, I can't even believe it.
When everybody says it's a huge advantage, like, didn't you do the worst with the 3rd tractor on Saturday?
Yeah, and that was the one that was leading the points. It was It was, obviously we got rain Friday night because we all know it's all about the weather and stuff. Hot. I'm talking. If anybody was there, it was hot. And like Friday we got rain right before the pool, so the track was totally different Friday than it was Saturday. And Saturday was a little drier. It was still really good. But I took off on the left. I was second hook. I took off on the left. Went into the lead. And then the second tractor we moved over, and I took the lead with that one. And then the other tractor was further back, and we were looking at where everybody was taking off, so we decided to move back to the left. Well, that wasn't a good idea. But dude, it's pulling, right? It's different every time you go. I just got really lucky this past weekend. It'll be totally different the next event. So.
And speaking of the next event, that's Henry. This coming weekend is the start of the Champions Tour. You'll be there. That's on Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Will you be getting there Friday evening, Adam, or are you getting there Saturday?
I don't know. We'll see. Kind of like how things go. I haven't checked the oil filters. Haven't checked the valve train. I did a little bit of work on the tires, trying to work on engine stuff for customers, and we'll just see how the week progresses.
Sorry, I was back and forth. You all pull on Saturday, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry Chase, you've been there before. This is where you went on a wreck, and we had that screenshot of the video of your head in your lap with your helmet.
Yeah. Some guys give me a nickname for that, but I don't think it's age appropriate for this.
Yeah, probably not.
Is someone asked me this? Is that tied into the series that you are? Is it all different? Is it two different series now?
No, it's Champions Tour.
Yeah, two separate series.
So nothing matters before. It's all new or different, clean slate here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
And for anybody that doesn't know, you have an option. You could run the high stakes. If you're in the high stakes, you can run the high stakes, and you don't have to run the Champions Tour. It's not a prerequisite. Now, that being said, if you don't finish in the top whatever of the field at the end of the year, you're probably not going to be, in it for the next year. But the Champions Tour is its own thing, and it's set on by itself. And I don't know, what is there for the mini rod hooks on the Champions Tour? There's six events.
Yeah, 6 of them. We were hoping Chase was going to be there, so he'd be coming and playing with us next year, but he's obviously got obligations in Macon, Missouri there, so we understand.
If I saw it in writing that I could work my way in, not that I ever could, I would probably entertain it.
Yeah. All right, I'll try to get that in writing for you, buddy.
Yeah, send it. Yeah. But at this rate, I don't want to pull with you all because I would have no hair in my body left by the time we got to Bowling Green. So I think it's good how it is right now.
I did have somebody come up to me and they told me that the next time the three of us are at a pull, which I believe will be Bowling Green, and we do the wager, it has to be eat a can of wet cat food.
Oh. Oh boy.
And that was hard to argue with. Chase, are you in for that?
I think I had technical difficulties. You could run that back.
Yeah, whoever does the worst at Bowling Green has to eat a can of wet cat food.
Whew.
Oh, so is Bowling Green going to be the next one then? Probably. I guess.
I think
there's
so,
a possibility I might want to throw up and eat that than eat cat food.
Yeah.
Oh God. Maybe I'll sell my tractor by then.
No. Adam, if Chase agrees to it, will you let him pick what tractor counts right now?
I don't think it really matters, does it?
No, but if we let you pick right now, Chase, it's not like we chose the hot or not one because it's still over a month away.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot can happen in 1 month. Let's just sit back and we'll decide the week of.
No, go ahead and pick the tractor, Chase, that you want to be up against us.
Well, I'm not convinced you all will show up there.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I will. So.
Well, whenever the entries come out, we'll talk.
All right, Chase, pick black, blue, or red.
Pre-entry
Bowling
list.
Green, there's going to be a lot of tractors.
Yeah.
I know, but we got to
be
confirm you're going. Like, you can't just say I'm going to go. Like,
Chase,
you haven't been to a pool yet.
Quit being a wimp. Pick a color: black, blue, or red.
Am I still invited?
Maybe I should just go to Henry on Saturday.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to kick that can down the road. But yeah, the show after Bowling Green, wet cat food. It's got to be it. I had somebody come up to me this past weekend and say that, and I had somebody come up to me at Farley and say that. So that's 2 events in a row. It's what the people want.
I still like shaving the head. So
I told you I would shave the head, but you gotta grow your hair out for 8 years. You gotta grow your hair out for 8 years first.
Okay, so is that the bet? You have your choice to either shave your head or grow your hair out for 8 years, or you grow your hair out for 8 years.
Oh, shave your head, eat wet cat food, or grow out your hair for 8 years?
Oh, fuck.
I'm a hairy ass dude. That could get interesting.
All right. Well, I guess maybe we got to put out a vote to the people, or either that, or we can just let it be. You can pick one of 3. You can either shave your head, you cannot get a haircut for 8 years, or you have to eat wet cat food.
I
think you got to show up to the pool first.
The other thing that needs to be involved is shaving the head, because the hair grows out fast back to where it should. You have to shave your.
That's solid.
What? Eyebrows and head. The worst part about it, there's no pulling after that, so no one will be able to see it. But I guess it can be on the podcast.
It's wild. All right.
Yeah, we can have some fun with that. We can let the fans decide.
Do we want to get into some fan questions, or do we want to have
our
guest on?
Tyler, what about your camp?
Yeah.
What's the updates? What's the new? Any 4th of July near amputee situations you found yourself in, or hospitals?
No. I didn't go to Torch Lake for the 4th of July because I broke the outdrive on my boat, which I actually just found one on a marketplace today for $400, full outdrive, proper gear ratio and everything. So I made a miserable drive in 92-degree heat in my truck with no air conditioning, where the smoker's windows don't even work because they'll just fall out of the truck. And I drove and got a new outdrive, so I'm going to get the boat fixed. But, yeah, we just went to the cottage and just kind of hung out, drank some beers out on the sandbar up north a couple hours from here. I invited Chase, and he didn't want to come. He said it was too far of a drive, but Chase was invited.
It was kind of like you coming to Evansville in the Southern Swing. It's mutual.
Yeah, indeed. That's fair.
Fair game.
Yeah.
Let's think what else. I think we have a pretty good list of. We always have a big list of fan questions, but I'm sure they'll all go natural here. I think for the most part, pulling is the summer's kicked off, and it seems like shit's rolling along, and it's amazing how weather impacts everybody's mood when you go pulling, right?
Yeah.
One rainy weekend, so like we were in Pennsylvania, and I know you guys had challenges of rain at a couple of events. Like, yeah, I know because one of them got canceled, but we were in Pennsylvania, and I got to tell this story at the Buck, and I know the Buck. I'm not sure if you all have ever been there, but there's a lot of pulling history there through the years. But I saw something I'd never seen in my life, and on Saturday I was actually watching some of your all's class because we were in a rain delay, but it rained like two and a half inches, like starting at like 5:30 and then I think it stopped around 8:30. I've never been to a pool in my life, guys, where there was a line of cars still coming into the place and people going to sit down. It was piss pouring rain, like never in my life. And then when the rain stopped at 8:30, it was mud. It was a mud pit. There was not an empty seat in the place. I've never seen that in my life. I think there's something to be said that part of the country likes high levels of pulling. And I was, the rain made the shows tough, and we all know that's part of it. But I got to give a shout out to those fans because I've never seen no shit like that in my life. People sitting in the rain, and then when the rain stops, there's not an empty seat. So that was something.
So So was part of like the problem, like with all the rain, like they didn't have a way to blade the track off, and it got worked in, and the track was just too greasy for the unlimiteds, or what?
Yeah, so it rained. It did a little bit the same the day before, but not to the level of rain that came Saturday. Like it was a washout Saturday. I think if they could do it over again, they'd have a little more equipment there. They had all probably equipment you need, minus a large grader probably to quickly manipulate the track, as we all seen done.
Sure.
In the show on Friday with the Unlimiteds, it didn't rain that much. It was just, man, it was. We were talking about this afterwards. I think I may have said this in this podcast, but like with Unlimiteds, and maybe this is with Big Mods too, I don't know, but like sometimes at all, it like a little bit of rain, some like lots of rain, little rain, whatever. Dude, it really screws those classes up 9 times out of 10 in terms of a show. I think they're just so temperamental. Obviously, we know with the sled settings and trying to get them to stop, but it wasn't a great show for Unlimiteds. But that's pulling, right?
Well, as always, there's no bad tracks. There's just bad setups. And props to the Theobalds for having the right setup, because if anybody's worked at it, I feel like they earned that win. So it was cool to see Doug come out on top.
Them not getting to run that second day in Evansville really hurt them in the points race, because he's made some pretty good laps, it looks like.
The other thing that's funny, and I'm not trying to be critical of them at all, but they've ran better in the unlimited class than they have the modified class. Back to that 3-engine setup.
Right.
I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they would tell you that too. But it's interesting. You throw some weight off and change some engine tuning stuff. It's not, a 1-to-1 change, and it's kind of interesting to watch.
No, it is. It is.
Background noise. They're working the track behind me. Did y'all hear all that racket?
No, it's pretty good on our end.
All right, cool.
Do we want to get into fan questions, or do we want to bring on our guest first? What order do we want to do this?
I think we can do the fan questions. Our guest, he's coming on after. I think we told him at the top of the hour, so we have some time to sort through these questions if y'all want to.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do it. Let's get right into fan questions then.
Fan hotline questions.
Fan hotline questions, which, as always, you can call or text 270-681-0509. This is right in the moment, just after Adam got first, second, and third. Wish we were down there with our MBR two-wheel drive. That's crazy to put 20 foot on everyone in that mini class. Yes. Yep, that was painful. Not really a question, I guess. More of a statement there. Just
I think they're trying to rub that in your face, Tyler. Whoever this MBR two-wheel drive is, just coming at you hard.
Yeah, I'll take it. It happens. Somebody's got to give Adam his flowers there.
Part of the game.
That's right. All right, next question there. Oh, Toma Towers, nothing like it. All right, a recent trend here is we're getting some fan picture submissions to the fan hotline, which we encourage any engagement as always. We see an impressive beer tower built here at Toma, which typically your beer towers will be more of what I would call a two-dimensional setup, where you'll have maybe 5, 3, 2, 1. These people have actually gone and built a full triangle, even from the top view. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 layers maybe of beer cans. Hundreds of beer cans, I would say.
Those boys are $5 a piece. I wonder how much money that is.
My goodness. I mean, that's dedication to the craft. So yeah.
Do you all have any beer tower stories or memories? I don't think I've been a part of anything like this. Maybe one day in my future.
No, I don't really think I have.
Of all the degenerate shit you've done, Tyler, you've never done a beer tower?
I mean, maybe I have. I just don't hardly remember it. But all right, so we're going to encourage our fans to try to get a better empty beer can tower at a tractor pull. Send the pictures in, and we'll gauge it. I feel like we got to give this. I mean, it can be beat, but that's a solid 8 out of 10. So
yeah, that's dedication for sure. I would be curious to see if that has to be one night, because they have to clean it up, right?
Oh, certainly one night. But as always in pulling, it's a team effort to execute something like that. So very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for that
Shout out to
submission.
the fans. Love it.
Yeah. All right. Next one here. What do we got? Yep. Next slide here. Yep. Let's now we're gonna take a look at the next one.
Let's build a tower, Tyler.
Yep.
I had to restart mine because my
right.
internet gets
Chase, can you tell us how your trip to Marion and Dorr went? Asking for a friend. Chase, is there some sort of hidden story behind this that you haven't shared with us?
Well, I know we went through it quickly. Probably I didn't reference this. They did on the UD Motorsports page, but this is not a honorable story, but it's a real story, and this is the shit that happens. At Toma, we cooked a lot of food, and had a lot of food in the catering trays and I blame this all on that gearbox breaking. Was kind of on Saturday, but needless to say, the food that was left on the trays got put in one of the coolers, made its commute back to Kentucky. And these are beans, these are potatoes, very good at the time. Cowboy.
Yeah. Are you there, Chase? The last thing we heard was you put beans in a cooler. He's having some technical difficulties. Adam, what do you think happened to the beans in the cooler?
Well, if I want to guess, they stewed in there for about a week, unattended to, with no cooling devices, and I bet it smelled nice and ripe in there.
I mean, this is semi-reminiscent of the Billy Beers cooler food story, I believe. Chase, we've got you back. Last we heard, you were putting beans and potatoes into a cooler. Is that correct?
Beans and potatoes. Someone, the ghost of UD, which we have a joke, or I have a joke internally. No one ever knows who does anything. We have a real ghost that travels with us, but the ghost of UD put this food in this cooler. We had 4 coolers. Bring it back home. Obviously, you know, the nice coolers they make now, you keep beer in there and it stays cold all week, right? Like you go to the pool next week, it's ready to drink. So no one in their right mind was thinking there was any food in there. I went to Marion for our light. I went by myself, and I guess I got a little rough on the roads. And get to Marion, and one of the coolers had tipped over. And when I opened the trailer to unload it, it was I don't even know how to describe this smell. Like it was like a dead raccoon s'more that had been sitting around for a week and a half. So had to clean that out. The worst part is the funniest.
Oh, come on.
Oh. Chase with his crappy internet signal here. Right in the heat of his story before he said the funniest moment.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that happens like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, why can't he have technical difficulties right before he's about to interrupt us, rather than right before he's getting to the punchline of the story?
I'm going to say, like, I'm glad that we get I don't understand. Like, you're producing a tractor pull from there. Isn't there Wi-Fi that puts it out to everybody else?
All right,
what
Chase,
was the funniest part?
Yeah. Chase, can you? Yeah, you're back. Tell us the funniest part about the spilled food from the cooler.
The funniest part was so as I cleaned this scene up, didn't have much of a crowd around the trailer at all. The tech officials were there going through tech. I lost it again. Y'all lose me again?
Nope.
Oh,
no, we got you.
Keep going.
He goes up, and we're done with one engine going to the other, and he's like, "I gotta ask you, what the hell's that smell, dude?" I was like, "Yeah, it's a long story," but he was like acknowledging the smell, and he agreed to pass us in tech. But yeah, one of those.
Was there ever a decision to move?
Well, there's not a ton of room there, and I didn't want to be that guy. Like, I feel like I had it blocked in a corner there where I didn't want to like expose it to the rest of the world. So the decision was not to move because we're only there for one night. But
had I been on my toes, I probably would have moved at him. Not a bad call. But the smell in the trailer was what the worst part was. And then we left there and then went to an Ohio State pool in Chase Smithstown. I forgot what the name of it is. Greenwich. And ended up getting that show rained out. But, like, it traveled with us there. Had some friends that came there, and they were all, like, chiming in on the funk that was following us around. I had carburetor cleaner. I had Dawn dish soap. I had Febreze. Like, nothing was going to fix it.
You need no free ads, but you need that Fabuloso.
Yeah, well, no, we need to just make sure we take beans and leave them in Wisconsin and not send them to Kentucky and back to Ohio and to Michigan on a swing. But, yeah, one of those travel stories that we lived in real time. So, good question. I forgot to mention that. That was not the highlight of the weekend, but we survived to live another day. The smell is gone.
Well, we're glad to hear. Certainly, I'm sure you busted out a bottle of your famous Sex Panther cologne in the trailer there.
Yeah, that would kill all sin.
Whatever happened to that shit? I forgot about that. God,
you got it. You got it, brother.
Chase there for a while was an adamant user of the Sex Panther cologne, but
yeah,
that was pre-podcast days when it could be a little more out in the open. Now I get scrutinized for everything, right?
Yeah. 60% of the time, every time. All right, that's a great story. Thank you for that fan submission. We wouldn't have heard about Chase's vegetable tour if it wasn't for that fan interaction there. So next question here.
Highly not recommended.
Hi, fellas. Want to say you guys put on a great show. Here's a good picture to reminisce about. Adam may remember these times, but check out Dad's hairdo. Fuzz. Yeah, that's some pretty good hair tucked under that hat. I can appreciate that.
Do you guys have any idea who that is?
That's Toby.
Yes.
That has to be Toby, right?
Yeah.
That's Toby?
Stallion.
Yeah, he still makes the same pose. Toby is Adam's crew chief right-hand man. For those of you who don't know, Toby's one of the most badass dudes I've met. He can do pretty well anything. And he can wear a hell of a freaking hairnet hairdo back in the day.
Well, I feel like we got to make a move to have Toby grow his hair back out and bring this look back.
Yeah, I bet he declines that, but we'll see.
So, Adam, Adam, this is a good time to document people. People always say the storytelling that we tell is one of the things they enjoy. So, we all know Toby. Tell Toby's history. I think it's pretty cool. He helped your dad, and obviously he's right there front and center of you. But tell the people who Toby is.
Toby's he's been around pulling as long as anybody has. And he used to go, with Russell Korf, Mike Schweppe. They had the hell of a crew back in the day. Then Russell, he still continued to help Russell, drove for Russell, whatever. And then Russell kind of quit pulling a little bit, and he started going with my dad, and he's like, he's the reason our shit is good, is 100% that guy. Like, I don't even think, like, he takes off on Thursdays, so he'll come down here and he'll service stuff and work on whatever. He's drives the guy. He's a guy you don't have to tell him to do anything because he knows what to do. Like, we have no conversations about what needs to be done. He just knows what needs to be done.
Do you ever say hello or good morning to him?
Dude, I'm telling you, the guy gets up before I do. Sometimes he doesn't go to bed later than I do. Sometimes I guess he does, but he'll if you're laying in bed and he's up doing things and there's a plate of food sitting there, the guy would break. He's the ultimate guy. Like, there is no guy that's better than this guy, and I'll put him up against anybody out there. Like, we have the best guy. And he's 97% the success of our team. Like, you got good engines, you got good chassis, you got good tires. If you don't have him, none of that shit matters. So he's the guy.
Adam, I've always I remember this from back in your dad's when he was around helping you and your dad, and now he's helping you full time. But, like, I always thought one of the really coolest things about Toby, and there's a lot of other people like Toby. Toby is a badass, but
am I right to say he has a day job, but he puts all of his vacation time to help
every day. Yep, every day of vacation goes towards going tractor pulling with us.
Yeah, I'd say that guy loves it.
So tell us about this picture, Adam. What do you know about it? Like, it's clearly an old photo. We see a couple of naturally aspirated minis on a trailer.
Yeah, if you look in the back, that's definitely the Gambler. The back tractor that's behind him. Now, like, obviously, I'm not old enough to remember. I'd struggle. I can't really zoom in on here to see the other tractor. It's really hard to see for me. But trying to take a guess who that possibly could have been. But and that group of people back in the day, you talk about like the fun we have going pulling. These guys did it just like that. Dualies, open trailers, a cooler, and a toolbox. No support vehicles, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they slept in their cars, they slept under trailers. Maybe we get a motel if they had the money, but they were the OGs of tractor pulling. We're running around here at toter homes and trailers with air conditioning in them, and all the luxuries that we have. Like, that's where all the shit started right there. Like, it was pretty amazing. They were definitely dedicated. So the dedication of him to stick with it from that to now is awesome.
I would like to see that a mandatory subset of rules between a group of guys where it's like, all right, we're all going to run mini rods, but nobody can bring a spare engine. Everybody has to haul on an open trailer. Everybody has to sleep in a tent. And your tow vehicle can only be a dually pickup truck.
Yeah. We think we're cool because we're going to shave our eyebrows and heads and eat cat food. Those are some real dudes.
Right. Yeah. Right. Regardless if they won, they were still sleeping on the floor of the trailer, under a trailer, in a car. Maybe they didn't sleep. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say this, fans, when you stop by Adam's trailer, if you have moonshine and like moonshine, Toby is a moonshine connoisseur. So bring it to the show. You'll make a new friend in Toby. But Toby's he's the man. I agree with everything Adam says. Just from afar, he's obviously in deep with Adam, but Toby's always been an awesome dude.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, I feel like there's, maybe not to the extent of Toby, but I feel like there's a lot of teams that have kind of the, if you want to call it, the quiet, unsung heroes in the background, where like those people really do way more than what people think to make a program what it is, So it's
well, we don't
kind of cool to hear that.
Like you say, we always say this things.
Yeah, who is that? Who is that in your camp, Chase? Who would you say is a Toby of your camp?
Oh man, I don't. Depends what your category you're talking, Adam.
You got to pick one.
You got to pick one.
I guess my dad doesn't count.
No.
CJ for
Come on.
sure. CJ for sure. But yeah, CJ for sure. But he's building a house.
He's not there. Right? That guy is so good that he doesn't even go and he gets recognition. God dang.
Right. Well, he's a consultant from afar, but CJ's.
I got you. Yeah, there's a lot of consulting going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler, who's your Toby?
I don't know. I feel like, I guess if I can't say Bruce, clearly I am Bruce's Toby and vice versa for him, but or for me. But I would say it's a combination of people in between our neighbor Dave and my buddy Blake, Evan, and then Courtney. So
I was gonna say, I was giving you open the door, Tyler.
Yeah, because we went pulling this past weekend in Benson and pretty much trashed the toter. And Courtney, God bless her, before we go to Henry, she'll probably get in there, clean everything, make sure that there's towels in the toter, and make sure our mess is cleaned up so that we're, and we don't even have to say anything. We just get home and she just cleans everything out.
In terms of just ready. A bunch of drunk idiots in there laid up all weekend?
No, not at all.
What, it's 97 degrees and blistering ass heat and
Bruce and I were desperate for good air conditioning, so we raw dogged the faceplate of the air conditioner. We took it off and we ran filterless all weekend in North Carolina. It was a boys' weekend. It was just Bruce and I. no filter, whatever, on the faceplate of the air conditioner. We're like, I know this is bad for the lifespan of the coils, but F it. We're living in the moment. It's maximum cooling capacity. I think when I went to bed Friday night, I sent out a Snapchat, and it was 57 degrees in our toter, and it felt so damn good.
Adam, since you put us on the spot, we all know Toby's number one. You have a big crew of guys. Who's number two? Who's the number two for you? That's your critical question.
My wife.
No, they don't count.
Easy.
They don't count.
Yeah, the hell it doesn't.
No.
The hell it doesn't. It's
who's number two?
Absolutely, Jamie.
Rodney, Ricky, Tyler.
Why are you trying to start a fight between them so maybe one of them will come help you or something? Or what are you trying to plot here?
No, I there's no double standards in any of this. I was just curious.
There's too many.
Rodney is our number one chase instigator, though.
Yeah.
That guy. This is kind of funny too. I need to share this. Whenever these two dudes are in their 6-for-6 winter circles, about 2 a.m. I'll get a text saying, "Don't you wish you were them?" Or like, "Hey, how's it feel to not be a winner? Hey, how much money is this? Can you count?" Like, it's just nonstop. I'm like, bro, are you in North Carolina? I talked to him. Actually, I had to call him about something yesterday. I said, "How was North Carolina?" He said, "Oh, I was in North Carolina." I said, "So why did you send me that picture?" He said, "Well, they sent to me to send to you." I'm like, "Oh, those little fuckers."
You know what's funny? I had no idea that even happened.
Yeah, well, it's always the picture with you all with your little cheesing, and then it's like, can you do the math on this? Like, it's just like it's. I
didn't even know that happened either.
I had no idea.
No, in 5 years, when I get in the winner's circle, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to send it to Rodney and say, "Hey, send this to Tyler Adam for me," and then just leave it as is. And they're going to say, "Why did you send this to me?" And it's going to be 2035.
I have faith in you, buddy. You got this.
Oh, shit.
Damn right.
All right.
Good category.
Good question.
Next question. That was a good one for sure. Thanks for sharing that. We are trying to figure out if this is Adam or if this is Tyler from Weber Valley.
Oh shit.
Well, we see a guy in a interesting choice of outfit, and another guy that could be Amish.
I only wear pink tops, so if that's me, I don't know exactly.
Well, yeah, guy.
I'm not a belly button guy though.
That guy in the pink, he's got a good mustache, so it's clearly not me. That's obvious.
Facial isn't gray enough to be me. So
yeah.
Adam, you did say you had some gray. I saw some gray in this guy's beard.
Yeah,
that's certainly an interesting.
What is it? Is this the one that always does dumb shit? That's racetrack, right?
Yeah, that is Weber Valley. Yeah, I guess. I think we're gonna go with this is not me or Adam.
No.
But it's a nice picture nonetheless. Yeah. It's a good outfit.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Next question.
It's the thought that matters.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Okay. We got a long one here.
Technical.
Here we go. The subject of component rear ends for limited pro stocks was brought up on another podcast. Someone said that when enough stuff starts to break, then would be the time to talk about it and maybe allow them. My question is, why are people being reactive and waiting for things to break, costing tens of thousands of dollars before allowing them? Almost nothing is OEM anymore, and the parts that are 40 plus years old and getting harder and more expensive to find. Could possibly make a rule that says when a tractor class passes X amount of horsepower, then components are allowed. Thanks. Hashtag 5-Engine Bruce 2027. We're going to ignore that hashtag at the end there.
Yeah, but that's going to be a t-shirt.
I don't know if I'm certainly not smart enough to speak on this probably. Adam, are you? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you kind of just look back at like the way all this kind of transpired, all the tractor classes used to be ag rear end just because, and then they saw what the modifieds could do and whatever they kind of went that direction. But it's always been like hand-me-down system, right? Like when all the pro stocks went to component, all those tractors become super farms or whatever class, under that. And, the limited pros, the light pros, all the stuff. I mean, yes, probably should have back then. They should have said just open it up to component. You got a bunch of worthless chassis that are worth nothing, and where do they go? You could go down that wormhole however many years ago, and say that they should have done whatever. But like tractor pulling has never been a sport where we're slowly getting there now. There still are vehicles that are out there running, folks, that are as old as me or older. The
guy did say 40 plus years, Adam.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you look at it in big picture, like, what other motorsport out there has vehicles participating today that were at 30, 40 years old? NASCAR doesn't,
Yeah.
So I say, okay, you say what you say about I guess what I'm getting at in this whole thing is like, you're looking at it like, well, when you reach a certain amount of horsepower, then it shouldn't be allowed. Well, yeah, I agree with that. I would say once a chassis has so many years on it, it should be canned.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Chase, can you tell the people out there listening what they mean by a component rear end?
Component, so a non-factory, essentially, right?
Yeah.
OEM is a fancy word for factory. I don't know what it means, but it means factory.
Well, what these guys are doing, they're hauling all the stuff out. They're putting drop-ins and stuff in them. They're machining the shit out of them, and they're becoming weak, and they're breaking, and they keep having to find them, go through junkyards, tear tractors, buy tractors, do whatever, and it's a lot of work. Yeah. Go component, if that's ultimate what no matter what the rules, people are going to complain. There's tire rules, there's chassis rules, there's this. Whatever decision needs to be made, people are going to complain about it. So, do it. Yes, you're going to have complainers. You don't do it, you're going to have complainers.
Yeah, I feel like the component, trying to keep component, axles out of a class is probably originally written to make that cost and barrier of entry seem less, but I feel like that is really often it's often an illusion, because you have somebody that has this tractor they're considering souping up. Well, you can't even run a component rear axle, so that keeps your costs down. You can run your factory rear axle, but the problem is there's, as Adam says, there's often such a gray area there where you can take that quote unquote factory axle and you end up spending more on that factory axle than what you would on a component axle. So now the barrier of entry is actually higher fiscally than what it would have been if you just went component right out of the gate. And what this all comes back to is I feel like rules are often written to keep costs down, but like any motorsports and competition, when people push things, they're going to find a way to try to take money and turn it into a competitive advantage, regardless of how the rules are written. I feel like there's just no such thing as a low dollar, tractor pulling class and things like that. So yeah, once it gets to the point where you've got guys driving around spending more to acquire a quote unquote OEM rear axle, and everybody knows it's gotten to that point, then I say to hell with it. Just let component axles in it.
That, or the other side of the coin is, and I hate to say this and sound like a doofus, if you feel that equipment isn't necessary, and you move up in the class, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
if you're that's your choice. It's your choice to run that class. If you don't want to see that, you can always move to a class where it has a component, and then you don't have that complaint.
So this is another shift in the category, but again, always trying to educate our fans. Like, the common fan probably doesn't know the damn difference between a component OEM. So can we collectively identify national OEM classes? I really want to write them down.
Super Farm and Limited Pro.
Super Farm. That's a OEM class, or that's
but if you really, I mean, they're changing it now, but like, let's face it, there are 10 ag classes. Like, when you start talking about hot farm, super farm, you start going through the realms. There's so many tractor classes.
I'm just saying a national. When I say national, call it Grand National or
Super Farm
Champion. Is Super Farm the only one?
Well, now that the Limited Pro, I think, is allowing it. I don't know. I'm not in the class. I think they're allowing it.
Yeah.
So that restricts it to Super Farm. But what I'm getting at is like light pro stock. I don't know if they're on there's so many ag classes. Like in my work, I get it. You get in a region, you got a group of guys you like running against. Here's the rules packages. I say that group of people needs to decide what they need to do and do with that. You're going to have people that want to keep the ag because of the cost. They can't afford to build a component. And you're going to have guys that break the ag stuff that want to go to component, and it would save them money. Like you're never going to win.
Your positivity is out the roof right now. I'm really loving it.
You're never going to win that conversation.
No, there's never going to be. You're never going to make everybody happy, and sometimes the line just has to be drawn. I do want to share this story with y'all though, because this blows my mind. And I need to shout out. I talked about where I was as a competitor, but I went to Rock Valley, Iowa, for their Thursday night show last week. That is one of the best events in the United States of America, guys. It's call it North or South Dakota. It's Northwest Iowa, but holy hell, that is a well-ran show. A lot of
only one day though.
No, it's 3 days, but I was there Thursday because I had to go to the Buck. But anyway, while I was there, I saw some classes. When you're not competing, you watch a little more. And there was this class, and I had not seen, the old 8-ply, 10-ply Firestones from the 90s that we all saw when we were kids. Well, this one class, and I do not remember it. If someone in the comments does, please shout it out. But they all had these old 8-ply tires. And after the and they put on a hell of a show, actually. And after the show, I was talking to Taylor Van Beek, who's a tire in the tire business in that part of the country, and he was telling me how, the rules in that class, you have to run that 8-ply tire from the 1990s, and they spend more money on those tires than we do for brand new Mitas's. Like that's crazy to me. which makes sense because they're nowhere to be found, right?
Yeah.
They choose to run that class though. If a guy don't want to spend the money on tires, go to a different class.
Sure. Everybody has options, right?
Well, I think, but what I was getting at, there's so many ag classes. You got Pro Stock, 5.0 Pro, 4.1 Limited Pro, Light Pro. It just keeps going, and there's an infinite amount of those classes, and as it goes, those ag rear ends just keep getting handed down to the lesser the horsepower because they're not handling it. Either allow them or change classes. I don't know what else to tell you.
Did we answer 5-inch and Bruce 2027 requestees question though?
I think
so. Why
are
they reactive? I think we did. Adam nailed in the head. You're just not going to keep everybody happy. A decision needs to be made. I think probably this is one of these things. As Father Time goes on, they will be eliminated.
Here's the worst thing that can happen in my mind, and this is just an outlook on a way I see rules being developed. If you make a rule, you don't come up with it in the middle of the year, you don't come up with it at the beginning of the year, you don't decide on it at the end of the year, but it's not implemented, or you get kickback, so you change the rule. Make something, have a meeting about it. Whether these rules happen or not with class consent, talk to the pullers, form an opinion, take a vote on it, do that. Don't change the shit in the middle of the year. Don't redo, well, we had this rule and now we're going to change it back, because people just make a decision and stick with it. Lock it in.
I would agree. Like, anytime you write a rule to keep costs down and it accidentally makes costs go up, I would take everyone that ran that class for the whole year and showed up to every event, send them out something in the mail, and say, whatever the majority decides here, if the people that supported this class as a majority say we want component, then that will be the rule. And if the majority says we don't want component, and we're only listening to the people who supported the class and showed up because they're more invested than the people making and writing the rules.
Exactly.
And I feel like when it comes to something like that, that would be a fair approach to that.
Yeah.
look,
people deciding what needs to happen in a class, and they have nothing into that class. It stirs up the pot within that class. I'm just saying,
well, it goes back to what you said, though. You're never going to keep everybody happy. I truly don't think anyone sits in those rules meetings saying, how can we screw these guys or that class over? It's just part of the course,
Right. No, it is. That's what I'm saying. But don't sugarcoat it. Make it the rule. Lock it in. Reassess. Whatever you got to do. Don't change your mind and do all the things that happen. Like these tires, are they okay? They're not okay. There's every rule. It seems like these days, like there's like a rash decision to make a rule. Then there's so much kickback that there's a rethinking. Like whatever you got to do, man. Like it's got to be talked about with the pullers.
Just like putting your feet in the frame rails, right, Tyler?
That's right. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good topic. Good question. 5-engine Bruce 27.
5-engine Bruce 2027. All right. Thank you for that question. Next one here. Wonder what motorsport IHRA will cancel next. Would be a shame if they canceled the high stakes series. Won't be surprised when that announcement comes out. Just hope those big checks haven't been bouncing. Ha ha. Well, I can say we got our check from Farley, and it was just over 21,000, and that check didn't bounce. So I think Adam, what do you think you're going to have coming from this past weekend?
I don't know. Look up my finishes and do the math yourself.
Ooh. Well, throw it out to you like that. It's probably if you 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, what are the payouts? I know 10,000, but I don't know it after that.
It's pretty good. My checks haven't bounced, so I'll
Tyler, I think you're talking about the Happy Gilmore checks, those big ones. You didn't go try to cash that. That probably wouldn't have worked, did you?
No, if you find a big enough bank, they will take a check that big.
They'll take them that big?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think banks take those checks. That's probably what they're talking about. The big ones, like the ones you got carrying.
I will say I expected this to be a bit of a topic to come up at some point. How could it not, right? In all fairness. And I feel like they handled it very well at the drivers' meeting, and I'm probably not going to do a good job covering this, but they basically said that.
No, I think if you were there, Tyler, that's the only thing that matters, right?
What's that?
Yeah, you heard it from the people.
You don't need to get in the context of sharing drivers' meetings. If you all are happy and you're good, what the end of subject, probably, right?
They basically said this isn't going anywhere. So, yeah.
That's good to hear.
And they also said if anybody has doubts and anybody has regrets about being a part of this, we will write you a check for your full entry fee amount right now and give it to you, and you can leave. So
does that mean I can get in?
Well, no, you had to actually have, be part of it there. So I will say, it's not like
the door open.
Yeah, I thought that was a good statement. They said this thing's been around for, the PPL's been around for a long time, and it's gone through hardships before, and they've got a business model that has always survived. So, yeah. So
do you? I think the big checks, you did not take that to the bank, though, right?
I haven't found a big enough bank, Chase.
All right, good. I think that's what I think you all took the question out of context. I think he was asking about the big ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you. You.
Much like these questions, I really like to see names attached to them, though, if they want responses.
It is more fun that way. But as always, we encourage.
It is our show. We can do what we want to do, right?
Yeah, they can reach out anonymously if they want, and as always, we'll still read them.
So. Oh yeah, well, no. Let's face it. It's the most money that's ever been introduced into pulling. It's it's awesome.
How many times when we had guests on here and we asked them if they could change something to make it better, what would they do? Quite a few people have said more money, and by golly.
This is more money.
So,
this is more money. Yeah. No, it's
50,000 was more than this. Have y'all made more than 50,000 already?
Oh yeah, Adam has for sure.
Really?
I'll bet he made over 40 last weekend.
Not a bad day on the job.
Not a bad day on the job. All right. Anyway,
pretty good.
Next question. Let's see what else we got. I'll be surprised if that's the only one, to be honest.
Yeah.
I guess Chase thought the redemption round was for 10K, then heard it wasn't and scratched. Obviously joking, but thought he was going to hook and door with the mini class. Chase, you're on the hot seat now, brother. Explain.
There's never bad tracks, just bad setups. I just didn't have a setup for that track, and I chose not to run my mini rod at door that night. Yeah. In the redemption round, I got last, so I didn't make it in there. I guess Chase thought the redemption round was 10K, then heard it wasn't. Oh, he's talking about the mini rod. I'm sorry. Yeah. I just I didn't want to honestly put a set of tires to the test. That's my answer. And I was a chicken and backed out. So,
okay. I had a couple people message me and told me that I had to tell Chase he was a puss indoor on the next show.
Oh, you didn't have to tell me. I knew it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know the context. I didn't want to just call you out, but I think that's what they were referring to. So, in the name of those fans, I had to say it.
I'd like to think of that. Whatever, I could take anything that gets thrown at me, but we all have our days, right?
That was a regional. You could have claimed some points running there. You could have shaken up their points race.
I don't think I could have got down that thing, but
I think you could have. Yeah. I have faith in you.
I could have. I just didn't want to.
We keep saying this, Chase. So you got to have that positive outlook. If you don't think you're going to do it, you won't.
Yeah.
You could have got down that track.
Sounds like Chase could have earned himself a positivity check indoor.
You ever been like through those dry spells in life? I'm just trying to get out of that dry spell.
Are you talking women now, or
that wasn't the day? No, I wasn't talking. I'm just saying in general.
Sorry. I thought you were pivoting.
Just trying to bounce out of the dry spell.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I thought you were distracted the last three letters of that question.
I chose not to run. It was PUSS.
I gotcha.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right. Well, good clarification there as always. Thank you for that question. Let's see what else we got here. Question: why doesn't NTPA allow turbines in the mini class or a small block with a screw blower? I think it would be very interesting to see a 400 cube small block with a screw blower against the Hemi/Minor Bros. Also, love your guys' show. Very entertaining and makes me laugh. Thanks for all you guys do, Mr. TC. Keep up the good work. I can recall when Sam McCreary, I'm probably butchering that last name, joined the mini rod class, and he was pushing for screw-blown small blocks to be allowed in the mini rod class. And it gets into a huge discussion right out of the gate. What is a small block? And I guess they are defining it here with a cubic inch limit of 400 cubic inch. I think that would be pretty competitive if it was just a 400 cubic inch limit. I think you'd see some guys running a short stroke with a big bore with a screw blower on there. And I believe a screw blower is actually lighter than a Roots. Chase could probably answer that.
It is. Typical the blowers I think that we all run, it is lighter.
Okay.
So if you're running a small block, does that mean you have to run small block rod journals, small block crankshaft journals?
Yeah. See, that's where it would get off the rails. I think.
Something would be off. Like the rods would be off the crankshaft.
Yeah.
The crank would be off the block. I mean, honestly. It would be awesome to see, yes, but let's face it, if you're building a screw-blown small block to run against our stuff, you're going to have more money in it than you'd have in one of our engines.
Oh,
for
sure.
There's guys right now that are running the ITPA or whatever, that
Western
small block
series
class, that spend more money on those engines or just as much money on those engines as we do on ours.
Yeah, we see Thunderstruck Pulling Team saying there's a small block blower class. 380 cubic inch, 671 Chargers and 871 Chargers. And I'll bet those guys get some coin wrapped up in those too.
Yeah, just go run. If you want to run a small block, you go run that class. It goes back to the last class. Yes, it would be neat to see. I'm not going to disagree with that, but it's kind of like the turbine deal. I don't know. Rich Wines used to run one. Maybe that's different now. Maybe the tires, maybe it'll work. I don't know. With the sleds work, I don't know. Build one and find out. I mean,
well, does the NTPA allow turbines in minis anymore, or did they do away with them?
I don't know. I'll have to ask a lot of people that have their nose in the rule book a little bit more than I do, but
they probably I don't know why they would have a reason to ever remove it unless it was a safety thing.
Yeah.
Should we make a quick phone call?
It's totally up to you guys. Obviously, you look at like Bargies lately in the big class. The stuff's running good.
Running real good.
Really good.
Those guys are fun to watch.
And they're timely, and they get up there. They don't mess around. They've been running really good. So
I couldn't believe Bargies at Benson. The first time ever I saw somebody with a turbine go from wide open, and it was one wheeling, came all the way back on the throttle, and then all the way back wide open, successfully pedaling a turbine, settled it right in, took off, took the lead, and ended up second.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think you could do that.
Yeah.
No, Kevin Campbell here. No mini turbines allowed in NTPA.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Why is that? They used to be allowed. I think they need to open it back up, and they need to give them a fair shot from a horsepower standpoint. If I recall correctly, before they
1,800.
were not allowed, they were very restricted. The horsepower allowance for the mini rods was not on par with where the piston V8s were in any way, shape, or form. But it's one of the cool things about Europe is all the diversity for power plants in the mini rod class and the multi-engine mod class. So let's get the turbines back in the mini rod class. Bargies will do it.
I think Bruce is ready to build one, Tyler.
We'll contribute Bruce's old chassis if Bargies want to put a turbine in it, and then we'll split some driving with them.
We may speak some things into existence on air.
Yeah, I would love to. It'd be awesome.
Cool question, though.
Very good question. All right, let's see what else we got. And next question. Adam, I hear you praising how great PPL treats people. So what are your thoughts on how they treat Chase if everything he says about them ignoring and dissing him is true? Brandon. Hey, Brandon signed his name. We'll give him that.
There you go.
Adam, I guess the floor is yours.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not between. I act like I'm PPL, right? Like I'm not. So I don't know what the issue is with that. That's maybe for him to explain what the issue is. But I don't know.
I think he's just asking about them ignoring me and not letting me in the high stakes. Probably what he's getting to. But
dude, I'm the type of guy. If it has nothing to do with me, then I'm not going to interject. So you know what I mean?
All right, Chase, you want to take this one?
I don't. Questions for Adam. I love everybody.
Oh, okay.
Or I try to.
Great treats people. Yeah. I don't know.
I will say this. For sure, if Chase showed up and ran the Champions Tour and qualified, he could run the high stakes series next year if he chose to.
Yeah.
Where's that in writing? Send it to me in writing, and
it was in the writing before the
Actually,
before we had our first event.
Where is it?
Where is it? Buy a license.
Where can I access that?
I probably got an email. It's on my phone. But there was
a guy like me. How could I ever know that? That's what I'm asking.
I guess if a guy buys a membership, then you're privy to the emails and all the information that goes with everything, the itineraries, no different than NTPA. They
probably
send out stuff.
If I bought a license, I would be in the loop on that. That makes more sense.
Yeah, no, there was an email telling each class what
You know, for sure.
In the mini rod class?
We talk a lot of shit and heckle each other. I couldn't. There's too many conflicts. I wouldn't. But if it works out, hell, I might go to Henry if I have a great weekend here. But I'm not going unless I do really good because I don't want to get ridiculed when you two assault me up there.
We would never, Chase.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, with the way things line out, there's a pool Thursday and Friday there. I just don't. The whole idea behind this whole deal was, and I think if you look at it, when you look at the size of the schedule per both organizations, this worked better for me. I had to be invited first, so there wasn't even a question. Like this year, two very young kids. I got 3 damn mini rods, a shitload of work. I got the business. This schedule worked out better for me. I would love to come pull at Macon. I would love to come to Chapel Hill. I'd love to go to every single pool that I could go to, but I can't. Act like we're just out here willy-nilly. Can take off work anytime we want, and I can't make all of them. So this year I chose PPL. Next year the schedule may be different. I don't know. So yes, and if you want to hit on how great they treat, yes, the people treat me great, right? I think it's very awesome that when you show up to an event, they come to your trailer and they give you your armbands and they give you your check, and you don't have to go to the trailer and sit there and wait and whatever. They come and see you. That's small little things, right? It's no different than getting teched. Some people got to drag their stuff up to a building when you're pre-committed. They come to your trailer. There's just things that do it. They've treated me well, and I'm not afraid to say that. Did NTPA treat me bad? I think I covered this the last thing. There's some things I did not like. So, yeah.
I want to make sure, too, like Brandon here, and you all call me the floor on this. I don't think I've tried to diss anyone. Only thing I acknowledge is I just never got any correspondence back. But, hell, they don't owe me anything. They don't got to – I've not tried to, diss anybody. I'm sorry.
I think it's really – I think we're at a point now with this, now it's wishing things go bad, right? Like, people on this side, I hope this, and people on this side, what the hell is everybody's problem? This podcast was to make pulling good. Like,
are you talking about me or the fans? I haven't said
everybody, dude.
So what have
fans,
I done?
Promoters.
What have I done? Are you talking about me personally?
I just said everybody, Chase.
Well, if I've dissed or been disrespectful, I'm really sorry because I've not tried to. Hell, I think I text you every night you run down there, dude.
You don't have to take offense because there's no offense towards you.
I'm wanting somebody to fail. I got a problem with that because that's not how I roll.
Did I say Chase? I was
asking.
Big picture.
I was asking, are you talking about me or everybody? And you said everybody.
Here's what I wanted to say about the last show. Okay, when I made that comment, if you had to think whether or not I was talking about you, then I probably was. But if you truly know me in a friendship,
me,
you not understand where I'm coming from, Chase. Like if you truly know your friendship with me, then you know that's bullshit towards you.
Okay, that's all you need to know.
Right?
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were saying that when you went from my ears weren't working well. I thought you were saying that I wanted them to do something. I'm like, whoa, sorry.
No, I say from the big picture of everybody, whether it's promoters, fans, pullers, organizations.
Understood.
I don't give a shit. It's from a whole outlook. It's like the fact that people are against each other absolutely boils my blood.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, I am a really bad listener. I'm sorry. I thought I misunderstood you.
If you looked into that, if you don't know our relationship well enough, then you know that I wasn't talking about you.
Yeah,
I'm talking about a broader spectrum.
But I want to make sure that I put it out here in the open that I've not accused anybody of dissing me. There was lack of correspondence, but that's where it ends with me.
No, I feel you. I feel you toe the line. So I was kind of quiet there. I was kind of quiet there for a bit, Chase, but you do have a Word doc that recently got texted to you that has all that in writing, if that helps you at all. So
there you go.
What's this?
It's what you asked for. All right.
I got you. Sorry. I'm slow.
No, you're good, buddy. I got you. All right, next
Good
question. Yeah,
Brandon,
great question. Chase should pull in the diesel truck class. Chase, your thoughts?
If I did pull something that was smoke, I would for sure it would be a diesel four-wheel drive truck. I think that class is pretty damn cool. And we've talked about this in the show, but it's the fact that you can, I think, drive those things and not beat them to death to be competitive. It's like a driver's class. I think that's a good thing. Maybe one day in my future, my next life, I'll drive a diesel truck.
If you had to pull one diesel, is that what it would be?
For sure, diesel truck, diesel four-wheel drive. Yeah. I don't really have. I think those guys are some of the best drivers in pulling. Personally, what's your all's thoughts on that? Get the way
a lot of horsepower on a small tire.
It takes a lot of restraint for sure. Unless you're Craig Dickey, I feel like Craig with the V8, he revs that thing up and just launches the piss out of it, and it actually works for him. And I love watching that.
If I could drive one, it would be Cummins killer because the way it idles like a roll.
It sounds mean. It's like me and the Mack semis. The Mack semis just sound amazing to me.
I gotta say, shout out to Craig Dickey, because when he took the lead, Jeff Hurt thought Eric Stacy was going to beat him, and I told Jeff, I said, no, he's not. Craig just won the pole, and Jeff and I bet a case of Mick Ultra on that, and Craig ended up winning. So shout out to former No Practice Podcast guest Craig Dickey for winning me a case of Mick Ultra. So, I mean, I owe him a few at the very least. Craig, if you want to stop by, there'll be beers in the cooler. So
there you go.
He's last time I really watched that class with those guys there, their driving style is a little different than everybody else too, right? They kind of get after it pretty hard.
That's what I was saying. He just revs it up at the line and just dumps the clutch and goes for it. I mean, to an ignorant individual like myself, that's what
that class is either, to me, it's like, man, like when they're down there at the end of the track and that thing's really getting it, when they start bouncing, if the setup's off a little bit, it's like really good, almost really bad. Like you got to stay in it to get the last little bit. I mean, Jeremy Yeager's run, like the first night, he like made a blazing pass at Evansville. The second night, it was like very bad. It's almost like a mini rod, right? Like either you're going to make a pass or things might tear up.
Yeah, I got to say, well, you say things might tear up. I feel like the drive line in those things holds up really well for what they put them through. I know a lot of guys are running like a TRB drop-in aluminum third, like a 106, like what a lot of us used to run in our mini rods. And we would tear those things up in a mini rod from time to time, but I feel like you don't see a whole lot of driveline carnage in those things. And at the end of the run, they're wide open. Those things are just bouncing viciously. And every time I'm like, something's going to break. And it seems like 99% of the time, nothing breaks. So it's hats off to the manufacturers behind the driveline and those beasts.
No kidding.
All right, next question. We gotta be getting close to the end.
That's a fan favorite class, and it's growing rapidly.
Oh yeah, that class ain't going anywhere. That's for sure.
Nope.
Is that all
next
we got?
Question.
Backstage? We have one more.
I think we got one. All right. Other than having some motor issues, Session 1 of Toma, that Black Irons Legend mod has got first in all the mod hooks, and the rest of them swept the two-wheel drive class. Yeah, we are making an effort to get some of those guys on the show. We're really, fingers crossed, 2 weeks from now we're going to have them on. So
weren't they headed to the poll? We were going to try to have them for this show, and
that's for those fans. That's referencing the Killmeyer team. We were going to have them on. They want to come on. I think they're at Decorah, Iowa tonight, Kinsey?
Yeah, Decorah. Yeah.
Decorah. They're running. But I had no idea, and I told you these two guys this. I knew Dustin, who's Corey's son or brother-in-law, won on Saturday at Toma, but they were tied in with the truck that won Thursday at Toma. Like that's pretty damn impressive. And from what I understand, they're kind of manufacturing their own engine parts now, and obviously it's working well. So the Black Iron Legend, is that the one that Corey drives? I believe. I think that's what they're referencing. The 4 engine. Yeah, that thing, man. I hope that all the mods that run in the High Stakes series, I hope they all can end up in the same place and they all run together, because I think that thing's pretty freaking badass.
Yeah.
So maybe
I feel like as per usual, Bowling Green will be the annual showdown, no doubt.
Cat food only. Maybe they'll do a cat food bet in that class.
Ooh.
Get that done.
There we go. If we can get like Killmeyer's, Jeff Hurt, maybe the Bargy team, and whoever else wants in on that to do the cat food challenge alongside of us as well.
Challenge on Friday night at Bowling Green, because we'll all be up there drinking beer. The cat food. Your mod class Friday night Bowling Green sponsored by the cat food challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can get like Meow Mix to sponsor it. It'll be a big deal.
They spin the wheel on Saturday, and then they do the cat food challenge on Saturday. Sorry.
Ridiculous.
Insane.
Yeah, hats off to those guys. I feel like anytime you see somebody kind of take their time preparing, building a combination, and it's one thing to eventually fine-tune that combination and find some success, but to come out right out of the gate and just kick some ass with it, that's impressive.
Yeah, tip your hat to them. And they're all coming here to Macon this week, so they'll everybody's got their work cut out, in those two classes, so it'll be fun to watch.
For sure. All right, well, I think that's our final question. Yes, it is. All right. Well, gentlemen, we're already at over an hour and a half, and I believe we've got a fella that's been waiting backstage for quite some time now. Should we get right into our guest?
I think it's time appropriate. Yeah.
Chase, I'll let you handle the introduction here.
So we have Mr. Tory Keefe joining us here in the No Practice podcast, not by a celebratory reasons, but we appreciate all our guests, treat them all the same, and it's a pleasure to have you on the No Practice podcast, Tory. Tory, you're a 4-1 limited pro stock puller. You pulled in Toma. Anyone that was keeping up saw quite the viral engine malfunction, is what we'll call it. Bringing on here to kind of discuss the situation from your point of view, review the video, and see how things are looking, get back on the track. So thanks for joining the podcast, Tory.
Oh, fellas, how we doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Thank God we don't run diesel.
Well, never say never.
Yeah. So tell us the summary of what we saw, what went wrong, and how we landed on the place that we did at Toma with your 4-1 tractor.
The only thing we can think is block failure. I mean, we thought at first maybe a cracked piston or something, but the head looks perfect. Injectors look perfect. Cam looks good. Crank looks good. But you can plainly see we're right above the cam line. The block just failed. And, no pistons are broke. If a piston would have been broke, you think you'd have saw some damage in the head. But the head's perfect. Looked like you just took it off for practice, just going to tune up the motor. Yeah. So the block failed somewhere along the line. And, the thing's been, I think the first guy that had it bought it in 2017. So it's had who knows how many runs on the bugger, somewhere between, 30 and 50 runs a year for all them years. So he's ran hard,
Mm-hmm.
So it's your typical block split. That block, that is a cast block, billet block?
It's a cast old Hyper, one of the first ones.
Tory, I really
it was a
Hyper
recast block.
The way you get off of that tractor, you kind of hold your hands up in a bit of ta-da fashion.
Tory, it's very Tyler Slaw-esque.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
Honestly, at that point, you got a couple options. Are you going to have a little fun, or are you going to break down and cry?
Exactly.
So, you might as well kick her in the ass and have a little fun and get back to the trailer and dump a cold one in or two. And then what you could do. But, what's kind of amazing is everybody said, what did you think? And it's like, that little explosion isn't half as loud as that tractor. When you sit at that line and you're revving that thing to 5,000 RPMs, you're dropping that clutch, and you're waiting for it to smoke for the tires to grab, then you let off on that son of a bitch. I didn't know that motor blew up. You know, if I didn't notice the NTPA guy running away from the explosion, I probably wouldn't have thought nothing of it. You know, I'm looking to the left of me and the NTPA guys run towards the crowd and I'm thinking, shit, I could be on fire. Better get off this thing.
Ricky Bobby, baby. Ricky Bobby moment.
Right. Exactly. But she's not in too good a shape today.
Well, I would imagine not. So we kind of got on the topic earlier of certain rules being allowed and things like that. I would imagine you guys have to run a cast block. Is that correct?
No. Yeah. Yep. Well, they may have allowed billet now. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if they've allowed billet or not. They talked about it. I don't know what the rule change is.
What are Tori's thoughts on that? Is it good to have billet blocks as an option, or should everybody be held to cast?
Well, you know, the sad part of it is just like you guys are talking about the 4-1 rules. First of all, there's some people that voted this component thing and that don't have a 4-1. And I don't know if that's right. I mean, I think, like you said, everybody that pulled 4-1 should have a ballot and they should vote and choose and be their own judge. There shouldn't be a group of guys sitting behind a curtain saying, we decided this today because, you know, that's just not fair. And like you say, it causes animosity. Whether they're right or wrong, nobody wants to be told what to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The truth of the matter is the John Deere big blocks have a hard time competing with the internationals because of the weight thing. The big blocks are too heavy and they can't get enough weight in the front. And I think a lot of the push was, you know, let's get a component so that John Deere's can, you know, compete a little better. And that's just all there is to it. Who pushed it through and why or when or what, who cares? I mean, these international rear ends, I mean, them son of a guns are about bulletproof. When's the last time you seen one blow up on the track? You know what I mean? Right. They don't break. And the John Deere's don't either. You know, you're 2,700, 2,800 horse here. You know, granted, it's putting it right to the edge, but it's not like you're inventing the wheel over again. But, you know, the funny part of it is if there's a way to make money, somebody's going to find a way to do it. So let's add this, let's do this, let's do that. And I agree with you. In some situations, they maybe could have a rule change to keep costs in order, but I don't see it too often. Usually there's a snake in the woodpile and something's going on. But, you know, none of my business. I'm just here to play, and I'll just keep throwing money at it until I run out, and I'll probably get a job at Walmart and greet you guys when you come in.
I would expect that same stance if you had that position, you know, when people walk through the door like that. Very well said. So in your opinion, the whole component rear axle thing is all riffraff and it should just stay where it's at. Is that fair?
Well, I don't know about riffraff. I mean, I think there's some positives to it. I mean, I think they're right. We are running out of some of these parts. You know, you're going to run out of the 706 and 806 and them old international rear ends eventually. I don't know about riffraff. I just know that, you know, I know there's a fair amount of people who didn't like the change. And I think the only fair way to make a change like this is let the people vote on it. You know, I wouldn't say yay or nay. I could care less personally. I mean, honestly, when it's all said and done, the component's going to be a lot easier for us because you can just take an old truck rear end and cut it up and throw some gears in there. And pretty soon we got a component rear end. And then with a component rear end, I think you run whatever engine you want. You pretty much, it's not, you know, the trouble of it is, are we tractor pulling or are we drag racing? You know, is this going to leave a little touch of agriculture in here? Or are we just going to go wide open and spend as much money as we can as fast as we can until the last guy's broke?
Well, one touch of agriculture you didn't leave on your tractor was your headlight that you sent sky high. Did you see the hang time on that thing?
Well,
no kidding.
Well, actually, that was a drone designed to do that. So that went up and took a picture of the whole situation.
Okay. Very, very nice.
So that son of a gun went high, didn't it? I don't know how.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I think Marvin's going to make them NTPA guys wear hockey helmets now after that come out of the sky.
Well, I hear there was rumors of perhaps a headlight tether, maybe a bit of a cabling system for headlights from here on out, you know?
Not a bad idea. I mean, honestly, they got to do something. Who would ever suspect that son of a gun to go like that, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. So what's the current anticipated return to the track for the Hooterville Hammer there?
Well, we had a new block laying here. We were going to rebuild it, and then pretty soon we got our pistons, and we got the wrong pistons. So I don't know if I probably make it a Ridgeland maybe and a little before possibly, but I'm in no big hurry. If we get it back together, grand. If we don't, and so what? I'll do something else.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good attitude. Is it true you took the lead with that pass right there? Is that?
Absolutely.
I think I did for a few minutes. Yeah.
So going forward, I mean, did you get another hyper recast, or is there?
I had one bought. I bought a hyper recast I don't know. 3 years ago, we were always going to do something with it. And we just
Right.
never did because everything was running, and it seems like there's always something else to do and there's plenty to do always. So we didn't get it done. So now that we're kind of in a situation, we're going to have to work on it.
Right.
But I think from what people are telling me, there's quite a difference in the original hypers and the hypers they have now. So I think the new blocks are a little better built than the old originals. But, I haven't heard from Jerry Legatt himself if that's true. So I'd hate to tell too much crap.
Yeah, I think hyper stuff has been pretty strong and stuff over the years. I mean, I know a lot of people that run that stuff. I mean, builds good equipment, but like anything, it's going to fatigue over time, and just sucks it happened to you.
Right. Yeah, it is. I mean, you think about the force and the what this motor goes through. You're looking at a motor that's made to do 140 horse and turn about 2,200 RPMs at its max. And now you're getting 27, 28, and you're turning 5,000. It's like, holy moly.
Do those things ever get into like the super stock and pro stock where they're starting to squeeze them together and all that stuff, or is it still okay without it?
What do you mean squeeze them together?
Well,
Like a girdle
the
on the
girdles,
fan and the
yeah,
head?
the girdles.
Oh,
on the tops and the bottom.
we have a girdle and a deck plate. We have all that on here. It's all
And
squeezed
it ties
together.
all squeezed together.
Yeah, but all the
Gotcha.
bolts broke right at the level here. I don't know if I can switch this camera around or not. I would give you a little view of what this looks like. Maybe you can see it this way.
Yeah.
You seen it?
Yep.
Oh,
We can
boy,
see it.
Yeah.
So she broke right at the cam line. See that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Dry block?
What's that?
You run dry block?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was wet. The guy that I bought it from always ran it wet, which worked just fine. And when we put it back together, we did a little different. We ran our air pipe a little different, so we didn't have quite room for unless we'd have jacked around a lot, we didn't have no room for the radiator. So I said, hell, let's just run without it.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing because some guys like to run water, some guys don't.
See them guys right there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like something you could reuse, right?
Well, I think the one maybe, they got this JB Weld for high performance pistons.
I've heard good things about that, Tori.
Yeah, all you do is lay some dental floss in there and wait for it gets hard, and you pull it out, and your ring lands are right back to what they were.
That's a hot setup, really.
That's what the fans want to hear, Tori.
Well, it is what it is, fellas. You can't beat fun for good times. Sometimes it's a little less fun than others.
So maybe walk us through, how did you get started in all this, and what led you to that particular class?
Probably about mid 2000s, I went down to watch Henderson pull in Tacoma, or not, about 2015, 16. And my old buddy Steve Yagi was there, and he was pulling, and I said, hey, what would you do this for? I mean, it doesn't make one bit of sense. Why would you spend this kind of money to do this? And he looked at me and says, well, don't even think about pulling the tractor. Just think about middle of the winter in Minnesota, nothing going on. You got the tractor in your shop, and you got a couple of beers, and you boys are bullshitting about the summer. Think about that time. Forget about what goes on in the summer. Well, then all of a sudden it made sense to me. So I bought a super farm, pieced that together, ran that for a year, and then this 4.1 came available that Mike and Kevin had, and Matt. So I thought, heck, let's try this. Probably a little more power, a little more fun. So then we just got at it. Since then, we dove in a little deeper. We bought a dyno. We're actually working on our very first frame. You can see that. We got that about ready to go.
Look at this.
Yeah, a little more than drinking beer with your friends there, Tori.
Yeah,
Right.
No kidding.
So we got a little frame we're working on, and maybe we can market them. Maybe we just got to run them ourselves. Hell, I don't know what we're going to do here. Guys got to do something in his spare time.
So hang on. So we were just on this topic. Is that a 4.1, Tori?
That tractor there could be anything from probably a pro stock to a pro farm. That frame's built pretty heavy. It could be whatever it want, really.
Would you mind showing the fans a little bit of the component factors of it? I don't want to steal any secrets.
Well, I don't. That's not really. This isn't component at all. I mean, it's a component chassis. Well, not really. There's no component parts here. This is all basic international 4.1 or super farm stuff.
Gotcha.
Like, so that when you say component, I mean, the biggest thing of a component is a rear end, and basically all it is I mean, they can be made from scratch, but in a lot of cases, they just take a rear end out of a semi and they cut it down, put planetaries in it, and pretty soon you got a component rear end.
Is it word on the street?
Sorry, go ahead, Adam.
Word on the street, and I don't know if this is true or not, but are we getting to the point in time where some of those rear end parts are getting hard to get also?
Well, that's what they say, but some of the better machine shops can make about all the stuff you need. I mean, yeah, it's probably not as easy as it was. For sure, it's not easy, but
is it for sure just the housing? I mean, like, I know that factory Rockwell housing is like the sought after piece because it's actually stronger. By the time you make a fabricated rear end strong enough to be, it's a lot heavier than that truck rear end. Correct.
Well, there's yes and no. There's some guys that make some pretty nice products from scratch that make the rear end, just right from nothing, and they do a pretty nice job too. And I couldn't tell you the weight difference. I don't know that.
Sure.
So, what do you do for a living day to day?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, nothing really.
Oh, I saw a Haas back there. What are you whittling on in there?
Well, nothing really. We're just trying to get that thing figured out. Years ago, I started pouring concrete on the ground, and then I ran into a guy that thought I should have a garbage company, and then I started building some red iron buildings, and wasn't long I owned a bar, and for 20 years of that bullshit, I sold it to the guy that thought he was smarter than me, and now I'm building tractors. So
awesome.
Tell us the best part and the worst part about owning a bar.
It was really cool when I first owned it because I knew everybody in the town. I was pouring concrete all day, and I could sneak into the bar about 6 o'clock when I got into my pour, and I could bartend until later in the day. I'd have to drink in the bar, so I was actually picking all my buddies' pockets, and I was actually partying with them, but I was getting the cash. See, so that was kind of fun.
Nice.
Probably the craziest story. Well, there's a lot of crazy stories, but one time this kid finished concrete for me, and we were in a basement bar, and cell phones didn't come in too good. And of course, his wife would call all the time because he wasn't coming home. He was hanging out in the tavern.
Yeah.
So I'm in the bar one time, and she called about 3 times, and finally the phone's for me, and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" "This is Jill. You let me talk to Tad right now." I said, "Jill, I got no idea where Tad is." "Really? Look over in the window well, you son of a gun." So she had jumped down on the window well, and she was on her cell phone, looking right in the bar, watching us have drinks. I said, "Well, that's about enough of that bullshit. I can't be protecting my buddies no more. I better watch out for myself."
That's right.
Probably
the unpunished story.
When I opened the bar up 13 days in a row, we worked in there getting it ready. I bought it in January, so there's plenty of time to work, and we worked in it. We'd run the bar a little bit, and then we'd remodel it at night. Well, on the 13th day of the cop coming in there at 4 a.m, he says, "Listen, this bullshit about you guys remodeling the bar till 4 a.m, 13 days in a row, either everybody's going to jail or they're going home, and this is never going to happen again." So we had to start remodeling the damn thing during the day.
Setting up from night drinking to day drinking.
Right. Well, there was no drinking during the day because we were too busy, but we had to change our night spot, you might say.
Did you get more work done the night shifts or the day shifts?
Oh, I tell you, a lot of them guys in the back of the day when we were younger, we worked all the time, so it didn't even matter. Nowadays, you bring some beer around, we're about ready to say the hell with it.
Tori, what was the name of the bar and where was it located? Is it still open for fans that want to stop by?
Yeah, it's still open. The bar was called the Down Under Bar in Stewartville, Minnesota, back when I had it. And actually, it's called the Down Under Bar again. I had sold, actually, I gave it away. A guy was helping me with a book, so I just got sick of it one day. You'd sit in the bar, and this guy would come in and get mad because his wife left with his buddy, and who pays attention to all that bullshit? So finally, my buddy wanted to buy it. We're sitting in the bar one day, and he says, "How much for the bar?" I threw him the keys, and I said, "If the owner will give you a contract for the building, you can have this son of a bitch. I've had enough." So I gave it all to him, lock, stock, and barrel that day, and I walked away.
Did you ever regret that?
No, not really. No, fuck. I drank for half price forever in that place anyway, and never did. But since then, I started another bar, restaurant on the river. Actually, I was just working on this thing. You're talking about moonshine. I'm just working on my moonshine barrels right now as you speak. See that?
Oh, where's Toby, Adam?
See this here? I got this chicken. This is going to go on a Main Street, the old buckboard. That chicken's going to pull this here cart, and that sign right there is going to be in the background.
Oh, very nice.
Can you get us closer? Hey, backstage, can you reverse that where you can read it?
I can get you closer, probably.
Yep.
It sounds like there isn't anything that you don't do.
The Dewdrop. You got a fresh hand-tossed cold beer and mixed drinks, dine in or take out. I like it. How'd you come up with the name Dewdrop?
Well, you heard that. Who sings that song? Is it Jerry Jeff Walker or is it the Dewdrop Inn? You've heard that one, haven't you? Where the old boy goes in with the hair tucked under his hat and the redneck's going to kick his ass and he drives over the motorcycle?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I just always thought that'd be a cool name for a tavern.
Hell
So
yes.
you got out of the business. Now you're getting back in it. What inspired that?
Well, I always like to kind of do a little something. Oh, the bar. Well, the bar deal was a friend of mine had a real good pizza recipe, and he said we should do it. And I said, hey, last thing I need is another job. I said, I'll set you up financially, and I'll kind of help you through it, but I'm not doing it. Well, this spring he texts me. I haven't seen him since. He texted me and said, I will not be available for operations at the Dewdrop Inn this season. And that's the last I heard about the guy. So either I could let it fall down or I could start making a few pizzas, So hell, I just jumped in and started making pizzas again. I got a new manager and some pretty good staff. So it's kind of going all right.
Man, you're just kind of a guy. You're concrete. You're putting up buildings, a bar. You're going to be making pizzas. I mean, what other strange?
Got Haas machine.
Yeah, what other strange occupations have you had? I feel like you're like the Dos Equis' most interesting man here.
I don't know if I've had many. I don't know about strange, other than that's probably about maybe farmed a little bit as a kid. Always worked for farmers, growing up, but I don't know if I had much other than that going on. Well, I guess right now if you know anybody needing a garbage truck, when I sold my garbage truck company, we bought back brand new garbage trucks and now I rent them out to people with broken garbage trucks. So if you're in the need of a garbage truck, just give me a call and we'll rent you one.
How many hours of sleep a night do you get?
Oh, fuck. I love to sleep. I get a good 6 every night. Some nights 8.
Yeah, I got you. Because it sounds like you don't sit around much.
I used to be able to sleep a lot, but anymore I just can't sleep like I used to.
Yeah, there's really no reason for more than 6 hours of sleep. I'm with you on that. What's the most interesting thing somebody tried feeding through one of your garbage trucks on a route back in the day?
Oh, I'd tell you probably a couple of funny stories, but one funny story was a route driver calls me up and he says, that's it. This son of a bitch at 1717 Eagle Drive, we're never picking up his trash again. That son of a bitch, every week he puts a possum in the fucking garbage can. And I said, oh, hold on a minute here. I said, he is not putting a possum in the garbage can. The hell he ain't. This is the 3rd week in a row. I said, dude, you're out in the country. There's nobody close. The possum's smelling the fresh groceries. He's trying to sneak in there and get a little bite of sandwich before the freaking garbage gets dumped. Next time you get up to the damn thing, hit the thing with a stick or something, let the possum get his ass out of there, and then pick up the garbage. Oh, I don't think so. I think this guy's purposely putting the possum in the can. I said, no, that's not happening. Another time, probably another story that's funnier than hell, is I had this kid working for me, and he was just a good enough kid, but he knew it all. He could tell you, it just kind of dumber than a homemade radio, but he thought he had it all figured out. So the one guy's following him on a recycle route. He's leading. The one guy's following him on a recycle route, and he goes to dump a garbage can. And we had manual trucks then, so you had to actually get out, bring the garbage can over, and tip it up. So he's going, and what happened is it rained, and this guy had cleaned his yard in the spring, and it was all full of dog crap, right? So the thing is too heavy. So this buddy of mine's on the mic, two-way radio. Hey, you guys! And then he breaks into a laughter, and he won't stop laughing. And I'm thinking, pull your freaking hands off the mic, dumbass. We got other people on this line. And he says, you ain't gonna believe this. And he stops, and he goes, and he stops, and he goes. Finally, when he caught his breath, like 5 minutes later, he tells us a story. He goes to pick that thing up, and he gets it about up in the truck, and it snapped, and it come down, and half of it jumped straight up in the air, and he got a fresh cow poop shower right in his head. And then he was so mad, he grabbed the thing, put it on there, and it fell off again. There was nothing left in the can by the time it all got on his head.
Oh,
you could almost imagine that.
It almost seems like that viral clip of the guy going up, and he gets behind and he grabs the shit and he's throwing it in there, and he gets to the can and he like goes to dump it out, but the stuff don't come out. And he takes it and he's smacking it and he's beating it, and then all of a sudden he throws it on the ground and he rips the mailbox down, and then it's all sitting there. He just picks all of it, throws it in the truck, and goes on down the road.
So that same guy that did that, so this kid that I was just telling you laughed at this other guy one time, got madder than hell at this lady. He put the So what happened probably is, you're busy, you got kids, you got this and that, and you have your dog poop and you carry your garbage out, and she set the dog poop on top of the trash can. And I'm sure she didn't do it on purpose. I'm sure she just had a lot of things going on. She spaced it out and walked back in the house, right? Well, my buddy, the truck driver, takes it as a personal attack.
Oh.
That effing this and that effing that. And I said, Ernie, just pick up the trash. Don't worry about it. Well, this lady calls 5 minutes later. She said, we got a problem. And I said, what's going on? Well, you're one driver. You wouldn't believe what just happened. I said, well, tell me the story, ma'am. Well, he's looking at me screaming the F words, and my kids are playing football in the front yard. He grabs the bag of dog poop that I put in the wrong trash can, throws it in the yard, throws it at them kids. All them kids tracked through that dog's crap, ran right to my house in the brand new carpet. Now I've wrecked the carpet. And she just wouldn't quit. And it's like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. You can't make this shit up. So I called Ernie on the radio. I said, Ernie, did you just throw a bag of dog crap in the lady's yard? You do something right, and I'll do it again if that lady ever does it. So I call the lady back. Hey, my buddy owns a carpet shop. Just fucking put in new carpet, whatever it's going to take. Let's make everybody happy.
Yeah, I can see why you got out of the garbage business too, huh?
It actually, we live in kind of a goofy area where the county has got ideas of taking everything over eventually. I wouldn't have got out. My son was running it for me, and he was doing a great job, and it's really a good business, and I knew everybody in the area, so it was growing like cats and dogs, but the county eventually is going to kick the independents out of here, and it'll be a government-ran thing, and it's going to wreck it, and I just didn't. I had a chance to sell and maybe make $1 or $2. I figured now was the time,
Sell it before that happens, and it's worth nothing.
You always hate that when local government is kind of overreaching like that. Were you ever motivated to buy a Komatsu bulldozer and start welding, or?
I keep one on hand at all times, actually.
That's good. It's good.
Well,
you might need
so one
drive
time
to a township meeting.
They could be. They actually tried to do some sideball stuff on us, and they had a meeting, and they were explaining to the public that they could take out a $15 million loan and pick up the trash for half the price that we're charging. So they had a big meeting in this rotunda. I spent $10,000 on advertising. I actually took a picture of me on a freaking trash can on the TV. It just said, hey, Tori Keith here, Sunshine Sanitation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a meeting this week. Just think to yourself, when's the last time the government saved you money, anything? Please come to the meeting at the rotunda. I need your help. I need your assistance. The government's taking over. It's too much. And I just left it at that. Well, hell, we got to the meeting. The cops were there, and the rotunda was full, and they're parking across the street. I stood up and said about 2 words, and the crowd took over, and it was the best little riot you ever saw ever.
I love it.
So that put them back in their chair for a while, but the government's getting whacked out, so you got to be careful.
How far are you from Minneapolis?
100 miles.
Oh, that close.
I was up there. So the day after the George Floyd thing went on, I drove right up there and saw right where it all happened. I thought, this can't be real. I got to drive and walk on the streets and talk to these people. Well, it was real. People were there, and it was happening. I was walking down the street, buildings are burning and cars were burning. I'm thinking, fuck, I got to be in Lemonade. What the hell's going on here?
Right.
It was crazy, man.
Unreal.
Tim Walz does not pull tractors.
No. He might say he does.
Right. Well, I'm sure he does. Yeah.
Tori, we try not to talk about politics on this show, but I think you and your fellow Minnesota pullers are very united on one thing, and that's your politics.
100%. Well, the bottom line is you get out of the view of the big city buildings, everybody's good people. I mean, they're just good, hardworking folk down in this country. Just we don't like to hand our money out to a guy that's going to sit on the couch and drink whiskey and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
I
have to say, we only go to Hutch, right? Like, I've never really visited the state of Minnesota. It's a beautiful state, but I've talked to a lot of people from around there. They're all like-minded people.
Yeah, they're all good. Honestly, so around here, it's all farming community, and everybody was just a good old farm family. Everybody had 30, 40 cows and 160, 200 acres of land when I was growing up, and that's just how it was. Now, what's happened to the rural communities, everything's kind of changed and more guys in the city. But this, it's, and of course, we live next to Rochester. I'm about 10 miles south of Rochester, and that's a little bit on the wacky side too on some stuff,
Right.
But it's amazing, Tori. I'm really, really hate to see anybody break their stuff. I'm really sorry your 4-1 broke, but I'm very happy that it brought us to you. We met a true American badass.
This guy's my favorite new guy.
Yeah, like so. I the 4-1 class is new in the scene, but I have a new favorite 4-1 puller. So whatever we got to do, get that fucker back out there. I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it wouldn't be that hard. Just drop me off a motor, and I'll put her in tomorrow.
All right.
Well, you don't want my technical skills on anything that is inline and runs on
Right.
or anything over. I think I belong on your garbage truck more than work on your tractor.
Oh, we got room for that too. We're always looking for help.
A true partnership in the making.
Right on. Well, keep me in mind, fellas. If we can bullshit again, I'd be glad to do it.
No, this is awesome. Love
Absolutely.
it. Thank you for your time, bud.
And I know Tyler asked this earlier, but we'll see you out again when, and just waiting on parts situation.
It depends on if we get the Pistons we want, which I know for a fact are 2 weeks out. Maybe we could hit something towards the end of the season. Maybe Norwalk could be a possibility because that's always a good pull.
Yeah,
Or maybe, Norwalk's a fun little town down in there. Or maybe Ridgeland, Wisconsin. At the end of the year, Ridgeland's a really a good pull too. A bunch of us go early, and then we do some side-by-siding for a day. That's really a good time too. If you guys never been to Ridgeland, maybe you have, but that's one to try.
Is it in September?
Yes, I think 17th, if I remember right.
Labor Day normally, I believe, right? Sunday of Labor Day.
Yeah, exactly right. It's on that Sunday.
Would you run that? Well, obviously with the tractor situation and everything, but Hillsboro?
I wouldn't be. Well, I thought about it. The charity pull. I've actually thought about it before, but it used to be on the same day. Some guys that actually pull there in the morning and then pull at Norwalk at night. It's only like 7-8 miles apart, I think.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah, they're really close right there. But I've heard a lot of good things about that. We actually I ran a little pull this year myself here at called maybe you guys kind of saw that the Mighty Machines on a Mission down here at Deer Creek Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty good little show. We're going to try to do that again next year, I think.
What's your take on last question on box turbo versus no box turbo in 4-1s?
Well,
in any class.
I guess I don't ever like it. The trouble with the box turbo is, I don't know. How would you like it if somebody told you could only go to McDonald's for the rest of your life? I don't know. There again, people say, okay, we're going to save some money by everybody buying the same thing. Well, are you, and for how long? And I know people that have bought box turbos in other industries, and you might get 10 of them, and 3 might be hotter than hell, and 7 might be terrible. So what about the poor guy that gets the bad box turbo? I don't know. I think you should be able to do your own thing. If unless you're going to really put some blinders on this thing, so everything's really watched and policed. You got to kind of let people go a little bit. I mean, you got
how long is it? How long is the turbo good for? Like before you have to get on the dyno? I mean, is it always constantly something all the time, or is it's kind of leveled out?
It depends on the turbo. I would say that if we ran full seasons plenty of times, and then just send them in at the end of the year, and because there's the turbo guys are smart. There's always some update we got to do for a couple $1,000, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
whatever, you send the turbo back in, and they go through it, and away you go, and it's all good. But I think you got to let them guys do what they're doing. But as a turbo builder, I suppose you want the box turbo thing, because pretty soon all your stuff goes one way, and you just you program one dude to make a lot of money for you. But I don't know. I just like giving the independence is what it's all about. And why do you want to stifle stuff?
Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Tori, you seem like a bit of a jack of all trades, and with that comes hiring people. What would you say is the best thing to ask someone while interviewing them to get your best read of a character?
I've been told plenty of times I couldn't ask some questions.
Well, in Tori's opinion, what is it?
Towards the end of my garbage truck company, I would look the guy right in the eye and say, "How long you been off meth?" And my secretary just goes fucking nuts. It's like, you can't ask them that. I said, the hell I can't. When I look in their eye, I'll get an answer right now, and I want to fuck around for 6 months trying to figure it out. So, boom, right there is a question you could ask, and you could tell right away, and you'd be surprised. 99% of the people would say, well, I've struggled with it, but I've been off now for about 3 weeks. I'd really like a chance at this job.
Really?
That's crazy.
It's freaking, I ran into some of the crazies hiring. I mean, I could tell stories about how people I hired and fired. It's just amazing. But, the trouble of it is the majority of kids nowadays never had a dad that slapped them in the back of the head or kicked them in the butt when they weren't paying attention,
Right.
And they're just free willy. Let's do this. Let's do that. I need this. I need that. There's this entitlement deal. I would have been threw across the room if I acted the way half these kids act nowadays, which I'm glad I was raised that way, and my son was raised the same way. But some of this entitlement bullshit that goes on now, I don't know what's going to happen to this world in the future. I mean, that's one thing about tractor pulling. You don't see much entitlement business out here. You got a bunch of good old boys that are still working hard and know what it's like to get at it. But in the world, in general, it's trouble. And, hiring people is really something. Oh.
Yeah. I would agree with that. What's your quickest hired to fired turnaround?
Well. Back probably when I was pouring concrete, usually fire guys in the first 20 minutes. A lot of times.
Really?
Oh yeah. Here's another funny story. I had this black guy working for me one time, and we were stripping forms down in a mud hole, and it was a terrible mud hole. I mean, it was just you're in the mud up to your knees, and you got these 100-pound forms, and you're fighting them, and I'm up on the ground and I'm lifting the forms up, and this black guy's handed to me, and he looks at me and says, "You're racist." And I jumped right in the hole beside him. I said, "You get up on shore, puss. I'll throw these forms out all day long. I don't need to listen to your bullshit, mister." So next thing you know, he's up there and I'm throwing the forms at him fast as I can. He can't keep caught up. Next day, he don't show up for work. And, I knew he was a little mad at me, but I didn't know how mad, and I didn't think nothing of it. And he didn't show up. Pretty soon, the third day, the cop comes. And the cop says, "You got this guy around here?" And I said, "No, don't know more. Well, we're looking for him." I said, "Why are you?" "Well, he's one of the bigger drug dealers in the area, and he always carries a lot of weapons with him." When they finally caught the guy, he had a machine gun, 3 or 4 pistols, and all kinds of cocaine on him. So it's a good thing he didn't take me too serious that day. He could have shot me right in that hole.
Right.
But what are you going to do?
Equal opportunity employer.
Well, hell yeah, I don't care what anybody is. If you can get the work done, let's go at her, boys.
Exactly.
It's all good.
Just may have said the wrong words to the wrong guy. He was having a good day, I guess.
Yeah, I think it all worked out in the end. I don't know where that kid's at now. I'd imagine jail or a rehabilitation, hopefully. Poor bugger.
Let's hope for the best for him. Hopefully he's impacting the sport of pulling and working for somebody or doing something like that. But yeah.
Well, what's your best piece of business advice to people out there?
Get up early, stay late, and things will accumulate.
There you go.
Get up early, stay late, things will accumulate. That's some OG shit right there, Tori.
That's just simple. I did it my whole life, and whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. And I'll tell you one other thing, probably another just as important as that, is don't take people so serious. It's just, people get bent out of shape and they're mad because this guy said that, or they're mad because this person said that. Fuck them. Who cares?
Hey, you know what Chase's mantra is?
What?
If you stay single, your pockets will jingle.
I get 3 times now I've had girls ask me to marry them, and their ring was never big enough, so I didn't do it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Never been married, Tori?
No, sir. I've had the opportunity enough. I got a son. One of the women that I was hanging out with decided that we were going to have children, so that worked out pretty good. He's a pretty good fellow.
Chase, this is the guy. This is Chase.
Yeah, this guy, American Badass. I've already confessed my love to him already once. I'll need to do it again.
Concrete. I want trash. I want farming. I want machining. I want welding. You got to do all of it, brother.
It's amazing. What was your favorite job, Tori, out of everything you've done?
Probably, honestly, back when I was farming as a kid, I worked for a farmer. In our little community here, nobody really had much for farms, as far as farmland. And hold on a second, I'm going to lose you here. My phone's going dead. But nobody, like I was saying, everybody farmed about 160 acres. The farmer I worked for farmed about 3,000. He had a 850 Versatile, and he had a 8550 Alice, a 7550 Alice. He rented a few 4-wheel drive tractors. So, in our area, everybody had a 4020 or an 806 or something. So, as a kid growing up, I got to drive that big 4-wheel drive tractor when none of them were around here. In our area, nobody farmed 3,000 acres to speak of back when we were doing it. So that was kind of a blast, actually.
Oh, yeah.
The one farmer I worked with growing up on one side of town had a 706 and a G1000, and both of them hardly ever ran. And of course, I went to this guy in the afternoon. He had brand new equipment. So I'd say that's probably about the best gig I ever had. But everything else is just kind of busy work.
Yeah.
I love it. We had a question up there for a second. If Backstage can put that back up, we were told to ask you about something.
Who could be calling in?
Ask Tori about Jonathan Peterson out of Western Ellsworth, Wisconsin. A great friendship with him. Love him. He keeps all the tractor pullers in line, especially in Ellsworth, Wisconsin.
He's just one of the best fans ever. He's just a real good kid. He comes to the pulls and he actually pulls himself sometimes a little bit. He's got a John Deere he pulls, but he's just a hell of a good little guy.
Sounds like he respects the shit out of you.
He's a good man. Yeah, he does. He knows everybody. He knows all the people, and he comes to all the holes he can. He's a great guy.
Awesome. All right. Well, I've got a couple of rapid fire questions here for you, Tori, before we close out. We'll just peel through them real quick. Would you rather climb huge windmills for a living or be an underwater welder?
Well, I guess it depends. I think a lot of the newer windmills now got elevators, so that'd be a lot funner.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. What tech official would you trust to cook you a nice home-cooked meal?
I think it'd be, I got a better idea. How about if I pick the meal and we have John Meyer, Dale, and Marv all hooked together, and one can make a dessert, one can make a main course, and the other can make the salad.
Yeah, what do you think Marvin's making out of those three if he had to pick?
Marv appears to me to be the guy that would probably do tuna fish hot dish.
Yeah, I could see that.
Hey, another thing, when you guys are talking about eating that tuna fish stuff,
Yeah.
or I mean the cat food.
Cat food.
Okay,
Yeah. The modified class of Bowling Green.
Here's what you need to do, and it does work. You get some of that good old cat food someday when nobody's paying attention, and you just blend it right up with some mayonnaise and some onions, and you make some sandwiches and leave them there. So everybody gets hungry for a little tuna fish. You tell them after the fact what it actually was.
Have you done that?
Have you done this?
I don't know if I ever haven't. Sounds fun though, don't it?
Done.
That's not saying that's kitty litter.
Yeah.
I think you need to rename your new tractor the Tuna Fish Special.
Oh God, yeah. Don't forget the onions.
Tori, how do you define success?
I don't know. Everyday success, man. You get up in the morning, you take a breath there, and you look outside, and it's success.
I love that. If you had to go back to the very first year you started pulling, what would be more beneficial, taking your modern equipment or taking all the knowledge you've gained?
Knowledge, by far.
Okay.
By far.
What is one store that you think you've collectively spent the most amount of money at in your entire life?
I don't know. It'd have to be, well, in my life, it would have to be, it'd have to be a company called Pack Tech. We used to buy, 10 trucks a year at $250,000 a piece, for like quite a few years in a row. So that's probably where it'd be.
Yeah, that's strong. What is the most important lesson you've learned in your entire life?
Well, a lot of good lessons. I would say just kind of mind your own business, man. Shut up. It ain't your fucking party. You know what I mean?
Love it. What tractor puller do you think you could easiest beat in a go-kart race?
Oh, I could take them all. I'll just keep them right to the floor. I ain't worried about none of them. As long as, here's the deal. Some of them little guys like Isaac, he don't weigh very much, so he's going to have an advantage on me. We got to put a couple extra 100 pounds on his cart, and that'll be easy.
I understand that. Would you rather your hands be half sized or your feet double in size?
Well, you could always double your hands up. Why don't you do them big old feet, man? That'd be kind of a lot. I think you probably want the small hands.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If you and one puller got $100,000 to eat 30 pancakes in 1 hour, who would you choose to help you?
Mike Bosma.
Oh, you answered quick on that one. All right. Well, that's all I got, Tori. I feel like you shed some real knowledge on us there.
All right, fellas. Well, nice talking to you. Keep her going. Build the sport, boys.
I'm forever going to sign off these shows with the Tori Keefe words of wisdom. Get up early, stay up late. Things will accumulate, right?
Not to stay up. Just get up early, stay late.
Stay late.
And things will accumulate, right?
I love it. I love it.
You guys
Thank
get
you
down
so
there to
much, Tori.
Sturgill Town. Come on into the band cave, and I'll get you a couple, whatever you like, 7-Up, whatever.
We'll make it happen.
All right. Take care, fellas.
Thank you,
Tori.
Thanks,
You
man.
bet. You bet. Bye.
Animal. This
What
guy's
an
my new
awesome- what an
favorite
awesome
guy. This is
surprise,
my
dude.
favorite guy.
This is how this show works for me, is because now the next time the 4 1s are pulling, I'm gonna pay attention when Tori's there. When he pulls out onto the track, 100%. I want to see how he does. I'm invested in Tori now. I want to see him do well. I want to see him get that tractor back together. I want to see that they're headed to an event. I want to watch and see how he does. That guy's awesome. He's a badass.
I think he's in Russell Hildebrand, Billy Beer's company. Like he's like true American badass.
I was drinking water and I had to get some beer because I got to listen to this.
Yeah.
I mean, what a freaking cool dude though. Like seriously, America.
Never would have met the guy if it wasn't for
that dude is America. That's awesome. I love it. Straight up. Now the politics and the mention of the guy that works for him, we could probably go without that. But
so basically, what Chase is saying is he's like, "Look, I don't agree with his politics, but I like the guy."
Oh boy, I don't even know what to say to
that. He didn't say anything. What are you taking offense about?
I've already misunderstood what you said earlier, so I'm just going to take that as a misunderstanding again.
I don't think you said anything bad.
I'm a fan of Tori, guys. That guy's awesome. I feel like he could have told stories all night. Okay, his friends are kind of screwed, though, because can you imagine that guy bartending behind the bar, and you think you're going to stop in the bar for a beer? I don't think so. Imagine trying to leave that place. You'd roll in at 4 PM, and you're like, I'm going to have 1, maybe 2. I'll be home by 5. Next thing you know, he's like, well, boys, we're going to have to shut her down. It's 2 a.m. The cops will be here if we don't shut the lights off. And you're like, oh, shit, what just happened?
But I got a cooler in the back of my truck. If you want to stick around, we're going to remodel this place.
Yeah.
After spending some time with them, we started the show with the wreckage. Then 45 minutes later, it totally makes sense. He got off the tractor having a good time, right? We should show that again, just so, like the before and after feeling, because this is the same guy. What did he say? 14 straight days the cops came by. He's filming this. Like, this is America.
Yeah, I have to say he had a Conor McGregor.
He just got off casually. There. He's getting off. He's just saying the hell
casually.
Casually, he threw the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Look at him slide down. Well, did he even unstrap the helmet? Look at that. The helmet just comes right off.
Showman.
Way more appreciated now. Way more appreciated. Tori Keith, the official 4-1 pro stock of the No Practice podcast. Maybe we can sponsor it.
Seriously, it now makes perfect sense. I can tell that this is just a Tori move right here. It makes sense.
Oh man!
Well, I was watching it in real time. I was like, "Damn, I bet that sucks." And the guy gets off, and he's got a big old smile on his face, and he's like, "Let's ride."
Something tells me everybody that knew him was not surprised to see that in any way, shape, or form.
No. I would say so. I've known the guy for an hour, and
we're gonna brand that tractor because we love it so much now. Whenever it comes back, so
I love it.
All right, so we have Macon starting tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually a hell of a show for Thursday. There's 9 classes total. 6 classes running tomorrow night. I'll be here Thursday and Friday, and you guys got Henry, Illinois Saturday. Then going into next week. Adam, you'll be at your hometown pool. You're going to go back to Evansville, I guess, then, the way it sounds.
Hey, we're just taking it week by week here is what we're doing.
Gotcha.
We'll see how this weekend goes, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's
going to be at Evansville.
We could easily tear some stuff up, and then we might have to reassess things. But like I live for the next event, and we'll figure out what's after that one. So
okay, so Chapel Hill, and then Evansville is the one show next week for you all. Is that like it's not tied into Goshen, right? This year?
No, see, it's a goofy year. Like normally. What is it? The way the things fall, like
usually it's Goshen, Evansville, Altamont,
all in the same week, and they're split up now. Like, what is it? Goshen on Friday
Thursday.
And Altamont on Saturday or Thursday?
No, I think we have a day break. I believe this week is Henry on Saturday, and then the following week, I might be wrong, but I think we run Thursday in Goshen, Indiana. Friday we have off, or a drive day, if you will. And then we head to Altamont.
See, I'm honestly, this is me. This is my wife planning stuff months in advance. I can't tell you. I live for the next day and in the next few days strung together. Like, I really don't even know what's going on or when it's going on. I get to go to the St. Wendell Beer Stube for the first, like, me and my wife are actually going for the first time together since we've been married. And I think this will be in total my third time ever going, and it's been up the road from my house my entire life.
Is this the week of the fair or something, Adam? Or
no? It's like I said, the way the fair works and this, it's all mixed up. So that's why things are so odd. Usually, what is it? Chapel Hill's on top of. Well,
no, it's Fort Recovery in
Goshen.
Yeah,
Goshen, Fort Recovery. It's just so messed up. So
yeah.
Hell, I think today, I don't like to talk in politics. Like, there's a chance we don't even have daylight savings anymore. So I don't even know what the hell's going on.
I love it.
Good luck to you with that.
I believe we have a little update to share before we sign off here.
Yeah, we all of our phones blow up during these shows, but this one caught our attention. This JH for Jeff Hurt. You can see here. This is about the time we were talking about Toby, I think. He was pointing at the king of our team, Jeff Hurt, speaking here. He's pointing to the clock that has the date and the day on it, the wall, and he was getting super frustrated. Bill, his father, had a little incident and is having a difficult time talking at the moment, but he's pointing to TV. Like, what do you want to see? The podcast lit up? And then that's what he was trying to tell us, playing charades. So essentially, Bill was telling his family and his crew, get the No Practice podcast on as a loyal listener. Loves the podcast. Obviously, I'm responding to the show here. So this is pretty special. I think we got a picture of Bill, too, there, tuned in at home on the backstage.
There you go. That's Mr. Bill Hurt. For those that don't know, he suffered a stroke at the facility of Benson, North Carolina, and they had to take him to a hospital there. But as we can see, Bill there cheering up, taking part, watching the show, giving us a thumbs up, and obviously our prayers are with the Hurt family for sure as he continues that healing.
It's kind of surreal. You know, you're sitting there and you're working on stuff, and where I was located, I saw the ambulance coming, and you're like, you know, what happened, right? I'm just glad they were able to get him somewhere and get the medical attention and stuff that he needed. That was pretty. I have a special thing attached to that. I was part of that one time, so I'm glad they were able to get him to the hospital and get him, you know, the attention he needed. So I know Jeff was pretty emotional. That was a pretty big deal for him. You know, he was going back and forth. It's your dad, and he come back and he wins the poll. I mean, how awesome is that? You know, that's stuck around. They got released, and to see him get home safe and sound, and just wish him a speedy recovery, and thinking about him.
Yeah, for sure. Look,
it is amazing how life hands you those moments when, you know, it was kind of right around pull time. And so everybody's just hyper focused. You know, we're going tractor pulling. This tractor pulling is important. This is what we're thinking about.
Right.
And all of a sudden those moments like that occur, and tractor pulling couldn't have seemed more small, you know, when you really focus on the real things in life. So all in all, very happy to see that he's recovering there for sure. So,
and this is why we all bicker and compete and have our disagreements within the day. I think what this sport does when things happen like this is something that no one can ever put a price tag on or take away from us. So despite our differences, despite our agreeing times, the sports special, and glad Bill's back and watching the No Practice podcast tonight. Hopefully he doesn't think we're dumbasses on our component chassis comments.
We're thinking of you, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. So we're a couple weeks. We'll play it by ear. I think we might be able to do a show. The 2 weeks will be around the time I think I understood you're in Goshen, but we'll communicate with fans. We don't like to delay shows. Last week was just very hectic for all of us mutually, but definitely the plans to come back every other week, and hopefully.
I was driving, so it would have been interesting. I think you had something going on. Tyler was all set up to do it, and collectively, we just decided it probably wasn't the best idea to try to have it, but
Well, we knew you
do
were
our
going
best.
to go 1, 2, 3. We want to really spotlight that this week, Adam.
Yeah,
That's what it was. It's really, I was holding out. That's
Adam
all
had
it was.
texted us and he's like, guys, I got a hot setup for the weekend. If we can delay it 1 week, I'd like to be the center of attention. I'm just kidding.
Adam
All right.
hates compliments as bad as
If
anybody
there's-
else has, but,
If there's one thing we suck at, it's goodbyes. So what was the saying, Chase?
It's,
Start early, stay late, and things will
things
accumulate.
will accumulate.
That's right.
Cheers. See you all in a
Cheers.
couple weeks. Good luck this weekend, guys. I look forward to getting
See
a
ya.
text message at 2 a.m. Thanks.
Yep.
That's a wrap.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the No Practice Podcast.
Have a good one. Bye.
Stay tuned for the next episode, where we guarantee there still won't be any